And then I'll come over here. I don't know. I think we're live, David.
All right.
I'm going to let you go, and then I'll double check to make sure we're officially online and
all right, sounds
join
good.
you when I can.
So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Raider Basketball on the Dunkerton Sports YouTube page and the NFHS Network. I'm David Warrington, joined tonight by Tim Cronin. We're coming to you live from Dunkerton High School for tonight's girls and boys varsity basketball doubleheader between the visiting Central City Wildcats and your Dunkerton Raiders. Now, before we get started here, I'll go ahead and take a look at the Dunkerton team here. The Raiders entered tonight's game at 7-7 on this season. They're coming off a big win over Janesville this past Friday. They got the win in that game 37-25. They're currently riding a 3-game winning streak. On top of their most recent win against Janesville, they have also won games against Meskwaki as well as Don Bosco during the stretch. They currently sit at third place in the Iowa Star North Conference, standings behind only Clarksville and Riceville. Leading scorers for the Raiders coming in is Bethany Christians. She's averaging right at 10 points per game. She's followed by Mason Wolf at 8.6 and Bailey Van Lengen at 8.2. Wolf is also the leading rebounder on the team. She pulls down 6.9 boards a night. Morgan Weepy is the leader in assists, averaging 2.8. She's closely followed by Bethany Christians at 2.6 assists a game. Christians is also the team leader in steals per game with 2.1, while Alana Baranobis blocks a team-high 1.2 shots per game. Now taking a look at the Wildcats, they enter this game 6-5 on the year. They're currently riding a 2-game losing streak after having to play 2 tough teams in a row. They lost to a 1-loss Northland team last Tuesday 70-50 and lost to a 2-loss Springville team this past Friday 64-29. The Wildcats are led in scoring by Sarah Reed. The junior averages just shy of 15 per night, currently sitting at 14.8 points per game. She is followed by senior forward Emma Fritcher, averaging 9.9 points per game. Fritcher is also the team leader in rebounds, pulling down 7.5 rebounds per game. Reed leads the team in assists as well as points, as she's averaging 4.5 assists per game. And Reed also leads in steals with 2.5 per game, closely followed by freshman Bailey Weber, sitting at 2.3. Fritcher's done a good job of defending the paint this season, and she currently sits at 1.5 block shots per game, which is a team high. So there's the intro on the teams tonight. We've got about 6 minutes to go here before we get things underway.
And David, when my son does this with me, he always helps me with the music. I don't know what we're listening to right now. It's
yeah, I'm not sure either.
We spent a lot of time on that. So I can give a little bit of an advanced scout on Dunkerton. I'm just real excited to see this matchup. It's 2 teams that I think are going to be evenly matched. There's going to be a couple keys that I'm curious how they're going to play out. But Bethany Christians has been playing well lately. She missed a couple games early on. She's a great 3-point shooter. Doesn't take a lot of space to get her shot up. She's not the tallest at 5'4", but she can get her shot up really well. Mason Wolf is has been shooting the 3 well lately. She's kind of one of those secret weapons. She's a really big leaper. Kind of reminds me of Central City's Emma Fritcher, just not quite as tall, but she'll do some sneaky good things for the Wildcats. I'm excited to watch Bailey Van Langen, the forward for Dunkerton, kind of match up probably against Emma Fritcher. Emma Fritcher, one of my favorite players for Central City. She's very active on the glass, great leaper. And again, like I just mentioned, real sneaky. Inside for the Wildcats, you've got the twin towers of Sarah Reed and Emma Fritcher. They just do a great job of passing. And will they be able to get their shots up over Baranobis? I liked how you got the pronunciation real well on that. And
I worked on that a little bit.
Good. And Mallory Tissue for the Raiders is the other inside presence. So there. And of course, I'll be curious to see how the backcourts match up. I know Bailey Weber has really been coming on for a freshman. I often say I've said a couple times to Natalie Noonan, she just needs to get to the point in the game where she gets mad, and then she becomes real effective.
I agree for sure.
She plays well. I don't know if it's angry or frustrated, but boy, once she gets mad, she gets going. And then not overlooking, I think the assist leader for Dunkerton, Morgan Weepy, will be a good a matchup too there. So there's just lots of fun subplots. Central City's going to have to get out and take away the 3-pointer, and Dunkerton's going to have to take away the inside game. And of course, I think Sarah Reed, and you watched her older brother play. Sarah's at least as good a shooter as Nick is.
Sarah's looked really good this season. When she pulls up for her signature mid-range shot, I just almost assume it's going in.
Yeah, I would say, and that's like she's got a mid-range 18, 19-footer. It's not a three-pointer, but boy, she's just kind of solid, kind of like almost like a Luca Garza for Iowa, where you think, why is she shooting out there? But yeah, she's got a good shot. So it'll be fun to see the action. We're just under 3 minutes to go for the start of the game. So yeah. Excited to get the tip here, and I didn't get starting lineups ahead of time, but I'm going to presume that starting for Dunkerton is going to probably be Christians and Wolf, Van Langen, Weepy, and Baranobas, and probably the starters for Central City. And you can help me out here. But
I think it usually goes Noonan, Fritcher, Reed, Brooks, and then I'm missing one here. I think Tridal as well.
Tridal, okay, that sounds about right. Yeah, Briley Brooks made some big free throws last game I was at. Anytime she does something good, Dad yells, "Good job, Boo!" So we always listen for that. But yeah, so both Central City plays in the Tri-Rivers Conference, and Dunkerton's part of the Iowa Star. This is a crossover game that is kind of a middle of the season play somebody different. So yeah, be fun to see the girls' action and see what we can come up with here.
I'm actually going to run down, grab myself a program really quick. Kind of forgot to do that ahead of time,
okay.
So make sure I got one here.
Sounds good. I'll try to fill what I can, David. Yeah, Dunkerton's coming off of beating Janesville. That was a big win the other night, and for Central City, they kind of gone through a buzzsaw. The Tri-Rivers has some really good girls teams, so they played Northland and Springville back-to-back. Those are some tough games for the girls. So just kind of looking, going down the rest of the, you probably hear us say the other name that sneaks in, Hannah Kramer, forward guard combo for Central City. She's another one. We got Central City has a lot of just scrappy players, and I know Hannah doesn't ever want to take any extra fouls home with her.
That's for sure.
So I know I said something to her dad out of a game, and he goes, "Well, you can't take them home."
Just a scrappy team all around, I'd say.
Yeah, it's
Their game against East Buchanan kind of showcased that. It was a real low-scoring affair, but did a good job of holding the Buccaneers defensively.
All right, David, I'm going to let you take over, and I'll try to get organized and get in a spot where I can.
Yep, I can go ahead and follow the starting lineups here as we're got 20 seconds on the clock, so we're just closing in on tip-off here. We'll have starters and then the national anthem after that before we get underway.
Try to decide if I should slide in here, David.
So again, we got the Wildcats of Central City and the Dunkerton Raiders here tonight. So go ahead and follow along with starting lineups here. First for the Wildcats, 5'8" guard, senior, number 3, Emma Tridal. 5'3" forward, junior, number 5, Natalie Noonan. 5'10" forward, senior, number 13, Emma Fritcher. A 5'8" guard, junior, number 22, Briley Brooks. And a 5'10" forward, junior, number 25, Sarah Reed. Assistant coach for the Wildcats is Lisa Reed. Head coach is Henry Martinson. And now starters for the Dunkerton Raiders. At guard, a 5'4" senior, number 12, Bethany Christians. At guard, a 5'7" sophomore, number 22, Mason Wolf. At forward, a 5'8" senior, number 24, Bailey Van Lengen. At guard, a 5'5" senior, number 30, Morgan Weepy. And at center, a 5'11" sophomore, number 44, Mallory Tissue. Assistant coaches for the Raiders are Brittany Opheim, John Rath, and Brian Brungard. Dunkerton's head coach is Brad Turpin. Go ahead and take a break here for our national anthem. Nice job there on the national
Yeah,
anthem.
I was going to say, fine effort of the national anthem. I'm sure Mr. Levenhagen down in Central City would be impressed with that.
It was very good. So just waiting for 8 minutes to be set on the clock here, and we are going to be good to go. Again, to go over our starters one more time for the Wildcats, we've got Treidel, Noonan, Fritcher, Brooks, and Reed. Starting out there tonight for the Raiders are Christians, Rigel, Van Lengen, Weepy, and Tissue. So Wildcats in red, Raiders in white tonight. Wildcats will be working to my right, Raiders to my left as we're set to go here for the opening tip. Ball's in the air, gonna go in favor of the Wildcats. Brooks controls it, and they're gonna give it over to Natalie Noonan, and we are underway here from Dunkerton. Noonan top of the key, over to Fritcher. Fritcher, pump fake, attacking now. Gets into the corner of the Treidel, now left wing over to Noonan. Dribbling to her right, gets it to Fritcher. Fritcher looking to go downhill, gets it over to Reed, almost loses it, gets it back. Reed looking to set something up here. Butt pick handoff goes to Noonan. Now over to Fritcher. Nice ball movement here by the Wildcats. Three-pointer from the corner for Brooks is good. Brooks hasn't been shooting it too well this season, but she makes a nice three-pointer there from the corner, and Wildcats get the first bucket of the night, lead 3-0 as the Raiders set up the press here. Pass down low is tipped, intended for Tissue, picked up, and Weepy is the one that came up with it, goes up for the shot, fouled, and she's going to be going to the line for two. That one went against Briley Brooks, her first team foul, number 1. As again, it is Morgan Weepy shooting 2 here for the Raiders.
And Bethany Christian had Tissue wide open underneath the basket. I didn't see who tipped that for the Wildcats.
I didn't either. It was a nice defensive play. Saved an easy 2. First free throw was good here from Weepy. Second one is also good, so they get the 2 points anyways, but a nice defensive effort there from the Wildcats to make them earn it at the line. As Noonan's going to bring it up, our score 3-2 here from Dunkerton. Noonan attacking to her right, gives it over to Fritcher, working to her left, now back to Reed. Wildcats kind of going with a lot of butt pick handoffs here early, trying to get the ball moving around. Reed picks up her dribble now, gets to the free throw line to Fritcher. She's attacking, puts it up. Stripped away, picked up by Wolf of the Raiders. Going the other way with it now over to Van Lengen. Top of the key to Christians.
It just occurred to me that Dunkerton's running a man-to-man against Central City, and I'm not used to seeing this offense because I've only seen them go up against zones. And that's kind of interesting. They got Van Langen on Sarah Reed, who's the best shooter for the Wildcats.
Tough defensive assignment for her tonight as we had a turnover there. Now Fritcher over to Brooks in the corner. Down low, a little congested down there. Reed comes up with it. Nowhere to go with it. Turns it over to Christians. Christians attacking downhill, taking her time, looking over the floor. Now gives it over in the corner to Weepy. Attacking, now skip pass, top of the key. That's Van Lengen. She puts up a floater. It's good off the glass. Took a little contact too, no call, but she gets the basket to go.
Yeah, when I was playing, that would have been a foul on the defense, but with verticality now changing, that you can go straight up and have contact. Sarah Reed's trying to get post position here.
It's been good defense so far by the Raiders. That pass out of bounds but tipped. So the Wildcats will keep it, but pretty good defense all around by Dunkerton to this point, especially on Reed and Fritcher. Inbounds pass goes to Treidel. Down low, pass is taken away. That's Van Lengen with the steal. Now Christians, I believe, is going to take it up for the Raiders, guarded by Noonan. Bounce pass over to Weepy, and now into the corner to Van Lengen, back out to Weepy. Over to Wolf, and now back to Weepy. Good ball movement here by the Raiders. Into the corner. Floater there by Van Lengen. No good. Looked like it had a chance. Bounced out. Rebounded by Treidel. Wildcats get a stop here. 5.5 to go in quarter number 1. Wildcats trail 4-3. Raiders on top. Top of the key, Treidel. Trying to get an open look. Now down low to Brooks. Nice bounce pass there to Reed. Out of bounds, and it's going to be off of the Raiders. I believe it was Van Lengen there on the defense. As the Wildcats have a baseline out of bounds play here. Reed to throw it in. Inbounds pass goes left wing to Brooks. Now corner to Reed. I believe that's a 3 from the corner. No good. Ball's tipped around. Rebounded by the Raiders. Bethany Christians comes up with it. Van Lengen takes the pass. Now back to Christians. Top of the key. Into the corner. That's Wolf. Corner 3 on the way is no good. A little too strong. Good rebound there by Tissue, but she couldn't quite secure it. Noonan comes out of there with it and gives it over to Treidel. Now back to Noonan. She's going to bring it up the floor. And she gives it over to the right wing to Brooks. Down low to Reed. Moves to her right. Too strong off the glass, no good. As it's picked up by the Raiders. Skip ahead pass down court.
Weepy looking.
Thinks about the three, but doesn't take it. Now over to Christians. Good defense there by Noonan. Gives a little bit of room now. Down low to Weepy, and it's going to be a foul. I believe that was on Reed. And it's actually going to be on Fritcher, it looks like.
Kind of letting the contact go.
Yeah, they're not being too picky with the officiating to this point, which probably a scrappy game like this, not too bad of a thing as long as they can keep it under control. First free throw is good by Weepy. She'll get one more. Peyton Rigel will sub in for the Raiders here after the free throw if she makes it. She's coming in for Weepy, who's the shooter at the moment. Second free throw is no good. And rebounded by Reed. Wildcats will bring it the other way. 5-3 our score. 4.5 to go in the first. Brooks on the right wing. Looking down low, but it's stolen away by Tissue.
Boy, Dunkerton's defense is just taking away a lot of Central City stuff right now.
Strong game defensively for the Raiders so far as Weepy has it in the corner. Now skip past top of the key. That's Wolf. Now into Van Langen in the corner. Pump fake. Looking to drive. Puts up a floater, and she's fouled. That one didn't look like too much contact.
Yeah,
on that
I was going to
foul,
say.
a little bit on the arm there. That one's going to go against Emma Tritle, her first. We'll have a couple subs here for both sides after this first free throw. Again, Van Langen, the one at the line right now. First free throw on the way, and it's no good. Rims out. Bailey Weber and Hannah Kramer are going to come in for the Wildcats. It's going to be Peyton Rigel and Alana Baranobis checking in for the Raiders. 5-3 our score here. 4:14 to go in the first. Second free throw on the way here from Van Langen. That one is good. So 6-3 lead so far in this game for the Raiders. Weber dribbling it up, newly checked into the game. The freshman having a good season so far for the Wildcats as she gets it over to Reed. Down low to Kramer in the short corner, looking for somewhere to go with it. He's going to dribble in, now over to Brooks. Brooks, short little jumper. Too strong, goes off the very top of the backboard there, and it's going to be a turnover. As Van Langen has really done a good job on Reed so far. As it looks like the Wildcats are going to apply some full court pressure here. Skip ahead pass to Wolf. She gives it over to Christians and now to Van Langen. Down low to Baranobis. Looking around, trying to get somewhere with it. She doesn't have a dribble anymore. Now she does get it out. Van Langen in the paint, now out to Rigel. Now she gets it over to Van Langen. Good ball movement here by the Raiders. Down low to Baranobis. Turnaround shot is no good. A little bit too strong there off the glass, and Reed comes down with the rebound. Wildcats going to try to slow it down here, set up some offense, as they've been quiet here ever since that first three by Brooks. Top of the key now to Kramer, over to Weber. Pretty good look, but a good closeout there by Christians. Doesn't let her to get the shot off. Brooks' three is on the way. It's good. Briley Brooks, her second three of the night, and she has accounted for all 6 of the Wildcats' points so far. We've got a tie ball game 6-6 here, 3 minutes to play in the first.
This is easily the best I've seen Briley shoot.
Yeah, she's had a little bit of her off season so far, but she's gotten them to go tonight, and three-pointer on the way is no good. That was Wolf on the corner three, rebounded by Weber.
Got a little bit more of a scrappier team in for the Wildcats right now with Hannah Kramer and Weber in.
Reed in the short corner now, going baseline. Good attack there. She puts it up. She's fouled, and she will try to go to the line here for her first points of the night.
I'm going to call that on 40. Is that Baranobis?
That is Baranobis, her first, and that's going to be team foul number 1 against the Raiders to this point. So Reed, her first free throw on the way. It's good. Wildcats take the lead 7-6 as it's going to be Morgan Weepy checking back in for the Raiders. Van Langen, who's been guarding Reed so far, has held her scoreless until that free throw is going to go to the bench. Second free throw by Reed is also good. So it's 8-6. Wildcats lead here with 2.5 to play in quarter number 1. Weepy's going to handle the ball, now gives it over to Christians. Good defensive pressure here being established by the Wildcats. They do get it across half court. Close to a turnover there, but Rigel handles it. Into the free throw line to Christians. Almost a travel, and they are going to get her for a travel. That was Mason Wolf, sophomore guard for the Raiders. Turns it over there.
Real small lineup for the Raiders right now.
And not a lot of height other than Baranobis. They're going kind of a small, scrappy lineup, kind of like the Wildcats are. And inside to Fritcher, and there's another foul.
That's a tough foul. After all the stuff, that's going to be 2 on Baranobis. That's
just a couple minutes in the game, and she's got 2, and she's going to have to come out. So Mallory Tissue will re-enter the game for the Raiders. Inbounds pass goes to Reed. Gives it back to Fritcher, attacking. Now out to Reed on the left wing.
Look how they're doubling all the post lobs.
Kramer here with a mid-range jumper. It's good. Nice mid-range jumper there by Hannah Kramer. That's kind of her shot. Not a super prolific scorer offensively, but that's definitely where she gets it done as Brooks comes up the steal.
Oh,
and
there's
she's going to get called for a travel. Kind of got caught in the middle there. Not sure if she wanted to shoot or kick it to a teammate, and going to be called for a travel there. So the Raiders will get it back, but the Wildcats doing their job defensively here with the full court press, speeding the Raiders up, causing some turnovers. Now kick ahead pass to Weepy, down low to Tissue, that's tipped. It's going to go out of bounds. Good defensive effort there by Fritcher, as the Raiders haven't scored here in a while.
Yeah, it's been a weird game. I really thought the Raiders had a lot of things going well, and they just kind of missed a couple of scoring opportunities. And
near turnover there as Tissue's pass is tipped out of bounds by Weber.
And it was 6-3, and Bradley Brooks made the second three-pointer to tie it up, and so the Wildcats are at least a 7-0 scoring run right here in the first quarter.
I believe that is right at 7-0, yep. And then Natalie Noonan did check into the game there, as the Raiders have it here as Christians, top of the key. Gets it into the corner. That's Weepy. Now back to Christian's right wing. Over to Wolf. Trying to get it inside, but Weber comes up with the steal. She's going to pull it out, slow it down a little bit. Gives it over to Noonan, top of the key, looking to get downhill. Now stops. Back to Weber, right wing. Down low to Reed. She'll try to go to work down there. She puts it up with her left hand. Tough move. Can't quite finish. Rebounded by Tissue of the Raiders. As we've got just over a minute to play here in quarter number one. Christian's running the floor. Stops. Kicks it out to Weepy. Good defense there by Noonan, avoids a three-point attempt as it's out to Tissue. Now over to Rigel. Attacking, she puts it up. It is no good. Ball still loose, picked up by
Mason Wolf.
Mason Wolf comes up with that rebound, and she gets the putback as the Raiders' first bucket here in a little while. It's 10-8, 45 seconds to play in the first.
Yeah.
And kind of an unforced error there. Natalie Noonan shuffled her feet a little bit before the pass, so a turnover there as the Raiders will get it back. Bailey Van Lengen back into the game for the Raiders.
Yeah, Natalie picked up the dribble and was going to pass it, and her teammate walked in front of her. There's a double.
There's a double dribble there, so a couple unforced errors there. That one was, there's some pressure applied, but it's going to be Wildcat ball here, 40 seconds. Fritcher inbounds pass goes to Noonan. See if they choose to take their time here or try to get a quick basket. Noonan picks up her dribble, looking for somewhere to go with it. Over to Weber, left wing. Free throw line to Reed. Picks up her dribble. Gets it to a cutting Fritcher, now picked up by Weber. Now back out to Reed on the left wing. Pass is stolen away. That's Van Lengen came up with it. She's had a really nice defensive performance so far in this first quarter. As she gets it over to Weepy. She's going to take the wing three. It is good. Morgan Weepy knocks down the three-pointer from the right wing. 9 seconds and counting here in quarter number one. Noonan over to Weber. Attacking. Going to try to get a shot here. Nice take. Can't quite finish. Ball's fought for. It's going to be controlled by the Raiders, and that is going to do it for quarter number one. So a scrappy defensive first quarter of play there. And after one quarter, our score, Dunkerton 11, Central City 10. Looks like Christians is going to come back in for the Raiders here as she just went over to the scorer's table.
Well, I don't know what I was expecting, David, but there was a couple things that I wasn't. The Dunkerton defense has really got Central City kind of off. I'm used to seeing Central City do the high-low with their bigs, and they're not doing that tonight.
They've really done a good job of taking that away for the most part so far in this game.
It looks like they're doubling all the interior passes, which then leaves open a wing player. Bradley Brooks has 2 3-pointers, so she has 6. Sarah Reed has 2 free throws. She has 2. And Hannah Kramer had that mid-range jumper, so she has 2 for the Wildcats. That's their 10. For the Raiders, you've got Mason Wolf, who just had that rebound putback for 2. Bailey Van Langen, who's had a great job defensively. She's got a bucket and a free throw for 3. And then Weepy went 3 for 4 from the free throw line, and then the 3-pointer to put I think that was give the Wildcats a lead. So Weepy has 6 for Dunkerton.
So both teams back out onto the floor now. We're set to go here in quarter number 2. It's going to be Raiders ball. Weepy inbounds to Christians as we're underway here in the second quarter of play. Tough defense being applied by Noonan. Christians pass is stolen away by Reed. Got a 2-on-2 fast break here if they want it. Reed looking to get downhill. Now over to Fritcher, cutting to the basket. Back to Reed. Mid-range jumper on the way is no good. Looked like it was going to go in, but falls out. Brooks comes up with the rebound. Tissue couldn't quite secure it. But Wolf takes it away, and we're going the other way with it. Wolf ahead to Van Lengen. Top of the key to Christians.
Bethany Christians, who hasn't scored yet, and I expect her to be on the board tonight.
3-pointer on the way from Christians. No good. Rebounded by Reed. as she gives it over to Noonan to take it up the floor. Noonan gets it over to Brooks on the right wing. Now Brooks, top of the key to Treidel. Treidel over to Noonan. Getting on the free throw line to Reed, and her pass is stolen away. Again, you said the good defense down low. Tissue takes that one away as now kick ahead past the Van Lengen into the corner to Weepy. Pass is tipped and stolen away by Noonan.
I'd hate to see the turnovers. There were jumping passing lanes on both sides of the ball.
A lot of steals so far for both sides, yeah, for sure. As Brooks, nice take to the rim. Can't finish, but she is fouled. So she'll go to the line for 2. A chance to take the lead here for the Wildcats. They trail by 1 at the moment. Raiders lead 11-10. That one's going to go against Mallory Tissue, her first team foul number 3.
And that's big for the Raiders because Baron Obis got those 2 quick fouls in the first quarter.
So only 3 team fouls, but they've all been against their bigs. As first free throw no good there by Brooks. It's going to be Peyton Rigel checking in for the Raiders. Mason Wolf's going to come to the bench. As Brooks will go to the line here for one more. 6:45 to play in the second quarter, 11-10, Dunkerton leads. As second free throw is no good, too strong off back iron, rebounded by Tissue. As the Raiders are going to take it the other way. Kick ahead pass from Van Lengen over to Weepy. Weepy over to Christians. Thinks about a 3, now gets it over to Van Lengen. She'll take the 3 from the top of the key, and it is good. Big 3 there by Bailey Van Lengen, straight on. 14-10 our score here, 6:35 to play in the second. Noonan picks up her dribble top of the key. Tries to get it down low to Fritcher. It's tipped. Ball still loose, out of bounds. They're going to say off of the Raiders. Looks like it was Rigel that last touched it. As it'll be Central City ball. Hannah Kramer is going to check in for the Wildcats. And Emma Treidel will go to the bench. Stack look here up at the 3-point line for the Wildcats. Inbounds pass. Did it get tipped? It did not. As it's going to be Raiders ball. Inbounds play didn't work out there as it was just a turnover, and the Raiders are going to take it the other way here. Inbounds pass handled by the Raiders. Pass is tipped, but Weepy comes up with it. Kick ahead pass down court to Van Lengen, looking to get to the rim. She stops, and did she drag her foot? She did. And we're going to have a timeout here called by the Wildcats. Coach Martinson wants to talk to his team here. It's just going to be a 30-second timeout. I believe that's first timeout for either side at this point. As Bailey Weber will be coming in here for the for the Wildcats after this timeout. So just a 30-second timeout here. We're down to about 15 seconds left, as you probably hear the horn there. Martinson probably just want to tell his team to get rid of the turnovers. I'm sure that Coach Turpin over there for the Raiders saying the same thing.
Yeah, I think both teams, I just feel like, there's been a couple of bad passes, but there have been a lot of passing lanes that have been jumped.
It's been a really good defensive effort from both sides so far, which a fairly low score on the board to this point reflects that as the Wildcats are bringing it up now. Noonan going to pick it up and give it over to Weber on the right wing. Looking around, gets it down low to Reed. She makes a nice move, gets the defender in the air, and a good move there by Sarah Reed. A little bit of the up and under move, as that was the easiest post entry they've had so far. As Christian's over to Weepy. Gets baseline, attacking, nice pass to
there's a good pass.
Rigel as she's fouled. She's going to get 2 free throws.
That's going to be Hannah Kramer.
Team foul number 4 against the Wildcats, as that is just Hannah's first. And Peyton Rigel going to the line to shoot a pair of free throws here for the Raiders. First one on its way. It is no good. A little bit too strong there. Out of the back of the rim, as we got Mason Wolf re-entering for the Raiders. She's going to replace Morgan Weepy. So one more free throw here for Rigel of Dunkerton. 14-12 our score here. Dunkerton holds the lead as the second free throw is no good. It's going to go out of bounds off of Reed, as Tissue gave a good fight for that rebound. She didn't come up with it, but she did make it so that Reed couldn't secure it. And the Raiders will get it back. It's going to be Christians throwing it in. Looking for something, passes caught. Wolf's going to look to attack. She's double teamed. She picks up her dribble. In a little bit of trouble, gets it over to Van Lengen. She nearly loses it out of bounds. Down into the corner to Rigel. Down low to Christians. And that pass is tipped and stolen away by Noonan. So another steal here. Natalie looking to get down court. Gives it over to Brooks. Brooks attacking now. Bounce pass to Weber on the right wing. Top of the key to Brooks. Left wing to Noonan. Noonan dribbling, now picks it back up and out to Brooks. Gets it on the free throw line to Reed. ball is just stolen away from Reed as we're taking it the other way. It's going to be Christians getting downhill for the Raiders. Nice take, but she's going to be called for a travel.
Yeah.
As we're going the other way. Emma Fritcher back in for the Wildcats. Sat there for a little while, but back in now. Looks like Sarah Reed's going to get a little rest here as she exits the game.
With 5:13 in the second quarter, it's Dunkerton Raiders 14, Central City Wildcats 12. I guess their scoreboard isn't working on the video tonight, so.
Well, that's too bad.
Constant problem, unfortunately.
Wildcats have it now. Weber looking to get downhill, now gets it out to Noonan. She thinks about a long two, loses it, got a jump ball, looks like. And it looks like it's going to be staying here, Central City ball, as Morgan Weepy's going to re-enter the game for the Dunkerton Raiders. Peyton Rigel's going to come out. As again, 2-point lead here for the Raiders, 14-12. Inbounds pass goes to Fritcher. She gives it over to Noonan, looking to get downhill. She puts it up and in. Nice finish there by Natalie Noonan. As we've got a tie ball game, 14-14, 4:40 to go in the second quarter. Pass down court to Wolf. Now she gets that to Van Lengen. Over to Weepy. Corner three for Weepy is no good. Offensive rebound pulled down by Wolf of the Raiders. She gets it out to Christians, and we've got a travel. Been a lot of travels here tonight for both sides. Another one there, as Fritcher will throw it in for the Wildcats. Noonan's going to dribble it up. Noonan crossing half court, gives it over to Weber on the right wing. Top of the key to Brooks. And now gives it to Kramer. Kramer gets by her defender, and she can't finish the layup there, but she is going to be fouled, so she'll get a chance to go to the line for two and potentially give the Wildcats the lead here in what's been a back-and-forth game. And that one's going to go against Mallory Tissue, her second. So some definite foul trouble here, as now both of the bigs, Tissue and Baranobas for the Raiders, have two fouls. Kramer's first free throw is no good, as Elena Baranobas is going to re-enter the game for the Raiders. Treidel at the scorer's table for the Wildcats. I think she's going to be coming in for Kramer. Kramer's second free throw is no good. Rebounded by Van Lengen, so Kramer doesn't make either of them. Raiders pushing it down court. Christian's bringing it up now, top of the key to Wolf.
That's a big second foul on Weepy for the Raiders.
Christians gets it over to Weepy, now back to Christians. Gets it to Baranobas, now out in the corner. Wolf, a nice take baseline, gets it to Baranobas, and her pass is tipped. She gets it back, though. Out to Christians at the three-point line. Down low to Baranobas, guarded by Fritcher. She puts up a shot. It is no good. Looked like she was going to get a friendly roll, but just rolls off the rim. As the Wildcats are bringing it the other way. 14-14 tie ball game here, 3.5 to go in the first half. Weber over to Brooks, trying to get to the rim. Now she gets it back out to Weber. Attacking the basket, bounce pass to Fritcher. Mid-range jumper is no good for Fritcher. Short corner jumper was a bit off the mark. Rebounded by Christians. Kick ahead pass to Van Lengen. And now to Weepy. Christians open look from three on the way is no good. Rebound fought for, finally pulled down by Fritcher. If Weepy could have gotten that, she would have had a really easy putback there, but good effort by Fritcher to get it back. Nearly stolen pass there, but Noonan does get it. Kramer in the corner. Now back out to Brooks on the left wing. Skip pass down low to Noonan. She kicks it back out to Brooks. Shot fake. Now over to Weber. She thinks about it, takes a three. It's good. Bailey Weber, the freshman, knocks down the three there. She kind of sized it up for a minute and then decided to go with it and knocks it down. We got a timeout here. Looks like a 30-second timeout called by Coach Turpin of the Raiders. So with 2:41 remaining in quarter number two, Dunkerton trails 17-14, Wildcats on top.
Big three-pointer there for Bailey Weber to kind of step up and shoot it. Emma Fritcher for the Wildcats had a couple of times she flashed in the lane, and they didn't see her, and I thought, well, she's missing her buddy, because Sarah Reed and her do a great high-low game with the passes. Dunkerton's got to, with their bigs in foul trouble, they got to try to get to halftime without a third foul on either Baranobas or Tissue, and it looks like both of them are going to be down, and we're gonna go down the bench a little bit.
Peyton Smith, a freshman forward.
Peyton Smith is going to get into the game.
Listed at 5'9", so doesn't quite have the height the other two have, but we'll see what she can do here in the post position for the Raiders, as Christians over to Van Lengen. Now back top of the key to Christians. Over to Wolf, now back to Christians, and back to Wolf in the right corner.
Central City's done a real good job of extending the zone and taking away the three-point shots from Christians and Wolf tonight.
There's a tip pass right there by Weber, but Van Langen comes up with it, gets it to Smith. She gets it down low to Weepy. Weepy puts it up, and a late foul there called against the Wildcats.
Hannah Kramer is going to get her second.
Yep, that's her second, team foul number 5. And it's going to be Weepy going to the line for 2 as Sarah Reed comes over to the scorer's table. She's going to be coming in here after this first free throw. First one's no good, so our score remains 17-14 in favor of the Wildcats. Hannah Kramer's going to exit with 2 fouls as Sarah Reed back into the game. So now we'll see if maybe Reed can find Fritcher for more of those post looks she's been unable to get so far with Reed on the bench. Second free throw is good. So Weepy does cut into the lead by 1 point. 17-15 our score here. 2 minutes to play in quarter number 2. Weber has it on the right wing. Now over to Treidel. She gets it to Noonan left wing. Noonan dribbling to her right, crossover going to her left. Now bounce pass over to Fritcher. She fakes the shot, attacking the basket, out to Weber. Weber for 3, on the way, it's no good. Just a bit off the mark, rebound fought for, tipped out of bounds. It's gonna be off of the Wildcats. So the Raiders will take it.
Bailey didn't quite have her feet set under her like she did on that made 3.
And it was just a bit off the mark, so just that little bit of difference.
1 minute and 45 seconds left here in the second quarter. Central City's leading 17-15.
Christians gets a high post to Van Langen, now out to Wolf, and another traveling call. As the Raiders with another turnover here.
Dunkerton slid Van Langen to the high post there, and Smith down to the baseline that time.
Got some full court pressure applied by the Raiders. Gets it across to Reed, now Fritcher, out to Weber. She gets it over to Noonan, top of the key, guarded by Christians. Now back to Reed, thinks about it. Dribbling to her left, gets it to Treidel. Treidel over to Weber, down low to Reed. Reed's shot is partially blocked, it looked like. One of the Raiders got a couple fingertips on it as the rebound's picked up by Christians.
I think that's depending on what side of the gym you're sitting on. It was either a block or a foul.
Yeah, of course. Depends who you're asking. We do have a foul over here. Looks like that's going to be on Noonan. That's her first, team foul number 6. So from here on out, the Wildcats, every foul will be given the Raiders free throws. Inbounds pass goes to Van Riegel, or excuse me,
that's Van Langen.
Kind of mixed up some of the names there. Combined them. Weber going to bring it out, reset the offense for the Wildcats. Less than a minute to go here in quarter number 2, 17-15. Pass down low to Reed. She puts up a little floater, and it's good off the glass. Sarah Reed gets the basket to go as 19-15 our score here. 40 seconds to play in the first half. Christians is going to bring it up for the Raiders over on the left wing to Weepy. She skips it over to Wolf. Now back to Christians right wing. Down low, Smith puts it up, blocked by Fritcher. Reed looking ahead. Weber's open down court, but would have been a kind of a dangerous pass. Nearly dragged a foot, but gets it over to Noonan, top of the key. 20 seconds to go. Weber down low, makes a nice move. Now out to Treidel. Long 2 on the way from Treidel. It's no good. Offensive rebound by Fritcher, and that is good. So a little spurt here offensively for the Wildcats. 10 seconds to go here. Christians is going to bring it up for the Raiders. Trying to get a quick score here before the end of the half. Weepy can't quite handle the pass. We're down to 2 seconds. Tipped by Reed. She picks it up, and that is going to do it for half number 1. So a little spurt of scoring there for the Wildcats in what's a relatively low-scoring game to this point. But after 2 quarters of play, our score, Central City 21, Dunkerton 15. As both teams head to the locker room now, as we've got 10 minutes on the clock for our halftime break.
Real good half of a real good quarter basketball there for Central City. I can give you the stats if you want to look at those. I'm only doing points. I'm not good enough to do rebounds here. But looks like Central City went on 11, outscored Dunkerton 11-4 that quarter, and they've got a 6-point lead. Got Dunkerton's 2 big players in foul trouble. So
yeah, that was big in that first half as both Tissue and Baranobis came out of the game with foul trouble. They put Peyton Smith, so I haven't seen many of the Raiders games, but as it looks like she's kind of the 3rd string option there in the post, so probably not too many opportunities so far this season.
No. Obviously, Mallory and Mallory Tissue and Baranobis are kind of the big post players now. If you remember in the first quarter, for sure, Bailey Van Langen was giving Sarah Reed fits.
Yes, absolutely. She started the game guarding Reed, and she just was all over her. Sarah didn't really score there until late in that first quarter. Only had 6 points. She averages nearly 15 a game, so little off of her scoring average there. But kind of looking at these first half point totals, so Noonan for the Wildcats finished with 2 points. She had a nice layup late in that second quarter. Fritcher also had 2 points. Brooks made the early threes, but that's all she had there, so she finishes the half with 6 points. Reed finishes with 6 points as well. A couple free throws in that first quarter, and then she made a couple 2-point shots there in that second quarter. Hannah Kramer also had a nice mid-range jumper. She finishes the quarter with 2 points, and Bailey Weber made that 3-pointer, so she's sitting at 3 points for the ball game. No real foul trouble to speak of for the Wildcats. A lot of players have 1, but Hannah Kramer is the only player with more than 1, and she just has 2. Now looking over for the Raiders, Christians was held scoreless in that first half, something you kind of pointed to late in that second quarter.
Yeah.
As Van Lengen, she finished the half with, looks like 6 points there for her.
Yeah.
And
If you don't read it.
Wolf finished that half with 2 points. Weepy had a pretty nice half there. She finished the half with, she's got 7 points. Tissue and Baranobas were both held scoreless. As only 4 team fouls there for the Raiders, but as we mentioned, both on their first and second string posts being Tissue and Baranobas. So definitely something to keep an eye on there. It was good that they were able to get them out. They surrendered a little bit of a lead. They trailed by 6, where they were keeping it pretty much back and forth, but not too much harm done, as they were able to keep it a very manageable game, and they also avoided a third foul for either of the 2 bigs.
Yeah, and Baranobas came in and played a couple minutes with 2 fouls, so that was big. I wrote down at the 4-minute mark is when Mallory Tissue got her second foul, and I do think if you looked back at, Central City outscored them 11-4 in the second quarter, and the Central City had kind of gone on a run there in the first quarter too, because as I recall, it was maybe about it was 6-3, and Central City jumped out to a 10-6 lead, and then I guess Dunkerton, it's kind of been a game of streaks now that I think back. So, but I'm very surprised that Dunkerton hasn't gotten more 3-point shots. Weepy's got 1, and Van Langen has 1. I fully expect Bethany Christians to find her, get some open air and get a 3-pointer or 2. Mason Wolf is also another player for the Dunkerton Raiders that I look to get some shots up in the second half. We talked about how Briley Brooks kind of in the beginning for the Wildcats kind of kept Central City in. She made 2 3-pointers in that first quarter when I didn't even recognize the Central City offense there to start the game. I just thought Dunkerton had a real good plan. They clearly were doubling down on the post, trying to take that away.
Van Langen, we kind of mentioned, did a really good job there on Reed for probably the first 5-6 minutes of the game. She was in there on her. And
I was watching Sarah get a little frustrated, because it's kind of annoying when somebody's guarding you all the time. Nothing bad, but just you could tell she was frustrated. So Dunkerton's defense really kind of stifled the Wildcats, made some adjustments, came back out. It certainly helped that people like Hannah Kramer are making a mid-range jumper. Bailey Weber had that nice 3-pointer, so that kind of made it so you couldn't just leave people wide open.
Very important when the star players, the highest points per game, the best scorers aren't scoring. You need to have people around them that are able to step up, and they definitely did that in the first half for the Wildcats.
So as we look to the second half, I would say Central City has to be pleased about how they finished the half. Obviously, if when they got the ball inside to Sarah Reed, when she had a little bit of space, you really nice up and under that made it look so easy. Try to get some more fouls going. That would make it a little bit easier for the Wildcats. For Central City's also had a 3/4 court press that's kind of slowed down the Dunkerton offense. And
I don't believe they started the game in it, but they went into it shortly after when the offense wasn't really getting too much going, and they did a really good job of slowing down the Dunkerton offense.
Yeah, they didn't really get a lot of turnovers per se. They just kind of got their offense off kilter. I did feel like the game started, and I don't even want to see the turnover stats. I'm sure the coaches don't, but both teams were Either it was either a really good defensive effort or poor offensive effort, but it we had a lot of turnovers, lots of steals to start the game, and we just couldn't convert. I felt like Dunkerton had a lot of good looks in the first half of the first quarter, and they were only up 6-3.
Right.
And Central City was able to kind of withstand that first wave, kind of get their feet, and a good game. But so it's a 6-point lead. Central City's up 21-15 over Dunkerton. We're at halftime here. Tim Cronin, we brought in David Warrington, who young man studying journalism and looking to go into broadcasting over at Cedar Falls. Kind of professionalizes the operation a little bit for us, although I should give a shout out. We've had a couple of community members, Kirby Marcourt and I think it's Matt Happel, that have started doing games, and they're finding out that they're really kind of enjoying it. And then they're getting positive feedback from their buddies, so that's always fun too.
It's a nerve-wracking thing to start doing, to go live and talk to the people listening. But once you get the hang of it, it's a very enjoyable thing to do.
When you do a lot of games by yourself, and that to me, that like there's no net, there's nobody to take over. Sometimes you miss things. I think I always take stats, and then I think to myself, Dunkerton has one of those stat scoreboards that is keeping track of fouls and points as well.
Yeah, that's nice to be able to look up there and see that.
See what's going on. But so it'll be a good second half. If Dunkerton can handle that pressure, and like I said, get Bethany Christian some 3-point looks, that might ease it up. They haven't gone inside. Mallory Tissue, in my opinion, can score. She's just got to get the ball with the post up and get some things going. Bailey Van Langen, I know, can score a lot on the offensive end, so that'd be what I'd be looking for out of the Raiders. Central City, you want to keep getting the bigs in foul trouble, get it into Sarah Reed, have your Emma Fritcher doing her Emma Fritcher stuff. She had a block shot, a couple of rebounds, couple of tips. Emma and Sarah haven't gotten as many passes going as I'm used to seeing out of those two. But, should be fun. It was nice to see, kind of mentioned Bailey Weber, freshman, step up. Natalie Noonan's done a nice job of running the show for Central City. So,
Noonan really leads the way both offensively and defensively for this team, kind of running the point guard and guarding the team's point guard on the other end. So she's done a good job of just doing her job. She doesn't really light up the scoreboard most nights, but she just kind of does the dirty work, and she does a really good job of it. So we're under a minute here before we get started in half number 2. The Wildcats have put the balls up, gotten their shots up, and now they're back over on the bench. Coach Martinson getting some last-minute instructions over to his team as the Raiders are heading to their bench as well. So again, 21-15 our score here, as we got about 35 seconds until we get ready for half number 2 here in Dunkerton High School between the Central City Wildcats and the Dunkerton Raiders. Wildcats break their huddle. Looks like they're going to have the same 5 that started the game. It's going to be Sarah Reed, Briley Brooks, Emma Fritcher, Emma Treidel, and Natalie Noonan. Raiders come out. Looks like they also have the same 5, I believe. They've got Bethany Christians, Morgan Weepy.
Yep, that's their starters.
Mason Wolf, Bailey Van Lengen, and Mallory Tissue. As we're underway here in half number 2, Christians gives it over to Weepy on the left wing. Down low to Tissue. She turns around. Can't quite get it to go. Good move. Couldn't quite finish. Rebounded by the Raiders. That was Van Lengen came up with it, but she had a lot of pressure inside and turns it over. Skip ahead pass to Brooks is overshot, but taken care of by Fritcher as Brooks gives it over to Noonan, top of the key.
I thought I was going to look like a genius when they passed it right into Mallory Tissue and she got a shot up.
It was a good look. She almost got it, just a little too strong. As Fritcher has it at the free throw line, dribbling to her right, puts up the shot, no good, a little too strong there as well. As rebounded by Van Lengen and kick ahead to Christians, now over to Wolf and back to Christians. She thought about the 3 there, is going to take it inside. Gets it out to Van Lengen, now back to Christians. She's dribbling to her left, or excuse me, her right. Weepy down low to Tissue. She turns around, has her shot partially blocked, but also got some contact there. Emma Fritcher called for the foul. I believe that's going to be her second team foul number 1 in half number 2.
I'm going to say, as someone who's a fan of both teams, I feel like sometimes there's a lot of contact and it doesn't get called.
In that one, there wasn't too much contact to speak of, and that drew the foul.
Yeah, I almost feel like there was more contact on the first series, but.
First free throw is good there by Tissue. She's getting set for free throw number 2 here. That one is good as well, so she knocks down both. I believe those were her first 2 points of the night.
And clearly Dunkerton coming out of half, 2 possessions, 2 post feeds into Tissue.
Kind of bringing the point home. We need to get inside to our bigs, and that's what they've been able to do here as they go down low to Noonan. Passes tip, stolen away by Christians. One-on-one fast break with Treidel. She picks it up, puts it up, and it is no good. We got, looks like a foul on the floor. So it was a close play there. Probably could have gotten away with giving the foul on the shot, but they do decide to give it on the floor. Christians will throw it in. 21-17 our score. Wildcats with the lead. Inbounds pass. Stolen away. Reed's running the other way with it. Sarah Reed bringing it up the floor. Stops the three-point line. Bounce pass to Fritcher. Now over to Noonan. She shot fakes. Attacking the basket. Puts it up. No good. Fritcher with the offensive rebound. She puts it up. That is good. Nice little roll there. Into the hoop is Emma Fritcher. Working hard on the glass. Leading rebounder on this team. She gets another one there and puts it back. 23-17. Wildcats lead. 6:20 to go in the third quarter. Pass over to Christians. Top of the key. Gets it to Van Lengen. Looking to get downhill. She puts up a floater. It's good off the glass. It's kind of her go-to move when she gets into the paint.
Yeah.
Goes with a nice little floater off the glass. Gets one to go there. 23-19. Wildcats with the advantage and the ball. Ball goes over to Brooks on the left wing. Uses a screen from Reed to attack the baseline. Picks it up. And a foul's called down low. Didn't really see what the foul was for there, but it's going to go against Van Lengen, her first, team foul number 1.
I should point out that fouls are kind of piling up for Central City now as well. You've got Kramer with 2, Treidel with 2, and Fritcher with 2.
Been some quick fouls here in this second half. Brooks with the 3 on the way is no good, too strong. Treidel can't quite secure the rebound, but Brooks can. She puts it up, no good, but it tipped out of bounds. Van Lengen couldn't quite control the ball there as she knocks it out of bounds. So the Wildcats will get it back. Baseline out of bounds play here. Reed will throw it in. They've got a player in each corner of the paint. Inbounds pass up high to Treidel on the left wing. She gives it over to Brooks and now to Reed. Trying to get it down low to Fritcher. It's tipped and stolen there by Tissue. Nice defensive effort there.
Yeah, how many times have we seen that this year and that pass gets through? That was great defense.
Three-pointer on the way from Christians, and she knocks it down. You said she wasn't going to stay scoreless all night as she knocks down her first shot of the night there, a three-pointer to bring the Raiders within 1. Noonan passes over to Brooks on the right wing. Weber will check in at the next dead ball. Down low to Reed. Nice cut there by Sarah Reed. And a nice find to give the Wildcats a 3-point advantage here. 25-22, 5:10 to go in the third quarter.
That was just a great pass, great cut by Sarah Reed, wide open. Mallory Tissue is really, she's got to watch that she doesn't get a 3-second call, but she is demanding the ball right now.
They get it to her. It's up, no good. Good defense there by Fritcher. She's at a bit of a height disadvantage, but she's doing a good job of fighting and trying to keep possession the best she can. As Brooks gives the top of the key to Noonan. She gives it over to Treidel, and now in the short corner to Fritcher. Skip pass to Brooks. She's going to take the 3 on its way. It's good. Briley Brooks knocks down her third 3 of the ball game. Wildcats lead 28-22. That's, if I remember correctly, she'd only made 1 or 2 on the year coming into this game, and there's her third of the night.
I was just thinking, I haven't heard her dad, so I don't know.
3-pointer on the way there. That is Mason Wolf knocks it down. So a couple back-to-back 3s for one side and then the other as Noonan attacking now. Nice attack there, gets downhill, and she finishes at the rim. Just drove through that Raider defense and finishes 30-25, the Wildcats lead as Christians kicks it over. And now down low to Van Lengen. Her short little jumper is no good. Good fight for the rebound there. It's going to be a jump ball. And it's going to be going the other way as the Wildcats will take it. A couple subs here. Bailey Weber and Hannah Kramer in for the Wildcats. As we're going to have Peyton Rigel and Alana Baranobis checking in for the Raiders.
So with 4 minutes left in the third quarter, it is Central City 30 and Dunkerton 25.
Noonan bringing it up the floor now, crossing half court. Picks up her dribble, now gets it to Reed. Right around the 3-point line, guarded closely by Van Lengen. Uses the screen. Contested jumper is good. Sarah Reed, a tough little pull-up mid-range jumper there off the screen from Fritcher. Van Lengen looking to get downhill here. Pass is tipped and stolen away by Weber. Weber attacking the basket, gets it to Noonan. Noonan puts it up, it's tipped and no good. Foul called, and we're going the other way. That one's going to go against the Wildcats.
Hannah Kramer, it's going to find Hannah Kramer, I bet.
I think that was her third.
15. That's amazing.
Foul is going to be her third and team foul number 3 for the Wildcats and half number 2 as the Raiders break the pressure by the Wildcats. Christians.
Oh, that's number 4.
That's going to be number 4.
No, that's going to be a carry.
Carry call. Thought Hannah Kramer was going to get her 4th foul there for a moment, but they called a carry. Turnover. Wildcats will have it.
Ball kind of rested on Bethany Christian's hip, and that ref saw it.
Noonan picks up her dribble, now gets it to Reed. Nice cut there by Weber. Good find by Reed, and Weber finishes at the rim.
That going back door, that looks really good for the Wildcats.
Kind of caught her defender napping a little bit, used her speed to her advantage to get downhill, and nice find there by Reed to get her the 2 points.
So it's 34-25. Central City's kind of stretching their lead at this point in time.
It's got to be their biggest lead of the night as ball's on the ground. Nice steal there by Hannah Kramer. Fritcher comes up with it. Gives it over to Weber. She crosses over, and now top of the key to Noonan. Noonan looking to get downhill. Over to Reed. Sarah Reed for 3. It's good. Huge three-pointer there from Reed. As biggest lead of the night here, 37-25. Wildcats extend their lead to 12.
It's almost like 2 different games. This game is all.
It is. A lot of shooting, a lot of three-pointers in this.
This half has been all made shots, I feel like.
60-second timeout called there by Coach Turpin. You got some statistics for us?
Yeah, I was just going to say Central City has come out 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. They've got 16 already in the third quarter. Dunkerton has 10. So they're kind of lighting it up right now.
They led by 6 coming in, and now they lead by 12, so they've been able to extend their lead even further here.
Riley Brooks had her 3rd three-pointer. Sarah Reed just made a three-pointer. Sarah Reed's got 7 points this quarter, so she's kind of going. We saw Christians and Mason Wolf for the Raiders make their first three-pointers. That was a good sign, but just not enough. If you remember, Dunkerton kind of started the quarter going into Mallory Tissue, but just wasn't able to convert enough.
They've kind of gone away from that a little bit. They've got some three-pointers to go, but do trail by 12 here as the Raiders will come out of this timeout with possession of the ball. Wildcats still pressuring in the full court. It's going to be Weepy throwing it in. She does have the baseline to work with here after the made shot. Doesn't need it. Gets it inside to Christians, and now Van Lengen running up the floor. Nice fake pass over to Weepy on the left wing. Gets it out to Christians, top of the key. And now back to Wolf on the right wing. Skip ahead pass to Weepy. Now gets it over left wing to Christians, top of the key to Weepy. Guarded by Weber. Good defense being played here by the Wildcats. So now Wolf on the right wing. Over to Christians. Back to Wolf in the corner, trying to get it to Saranobis. It's taken away, or Baranobis, excuse me, taken away by Brooks. Gets it down low to Weber, wide open look at the hoop. She doesn't use the backboard, doesn't need it. Bailey Weber, little floater is good. 39-25 our scores. Weber's got 7 here tonight.
I was going to say, Weber's quietly had a really nice game.
And Christians over to Wolf. Now Van Lengen, and back to Christians, top of the key. Her three's on the way. It's no good. Rebounded by Reed. As the Wildcats are going to bring it the other way now. Kick ahead pass goes to Weber. Brooks has it inside to Fritcher. Fritcher trying to get to the hoop, loses it. Stolen away by Wolf. Dunkerton really needs a basket here. Kick ahead pass goes to Weepy. And a double dribble is going to be called. As a couple subs here for the Raiders. We're going to have Peyton Rigel re-entering, as we also have Mallory Tissue is going to come back into the game.
Van Langen is sneaking on the court. And it looks like we're going to call a timeout is what we decided.
I believe that was called by Coach Martinson of the Wildcats.
So it's Central City leading 39-25. They really stretched out. It was, what, about a 6-point lead at halftime?
Yep, it was a 6-point game there at the half, and they've really increased that here. 14-point lead late in the third quarter.
And nobody's outside of Hannah Kramer with 3 fouls. Nobody's gotten, we have no other player with 3 fouls. Yeah, Bailey Weber, just talked about. Bailey got a nice little run out bucket. So she has 7 so far. 3 in the second quarter on that 3-pointer, and then 2 buckets here in the third quarter. She's had a nice floor game. Natalie Noonan with 2 points in the quarter. Emma Fritcher with 2 points in the quarter. Riley Brooks with a 3, and Sarah Reed has 7. Dunkerton, you've got Christians and Wolf with both had 3-pointers this quarter, and you've got Van Langen with a bucket, and Tissue had 2 free throws.
So it's going to be Central City ball here coming out of the timeout. Fritcher will throw it in. 1.5 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Again, Wildcats lead 39-25 as Weber's going to bring it up the floor for the Wildcats. Gets it over to Brooks. Now Reed thinks about the jumper. She will take it. It's good. That's kind of her signature shot right there. She even sized up her defender a little bit and then decided to go with it and knocks it down as Van Lengen called for a travel. You know, for better or worse, these officials call a lot of travels. They're really kind of tick-tacky with their travel calls, but they've been fairly consistent. So
well, I think for Dunkerton the benefit was he didn't call the elbow because I think Bailey Van Langen wanted a little space there and maybe.
I saw her extend the elbow.
I mean, it wasn't like I think it was just a little elbow extension, but some refs would call that. Could
have gone either way. As we have a download of Kramer and another travel. Like I said, these referees like to call their travels. As the Raiders will have it, inbounds pass goes to Van Lengen. Kick ahead pass to Rigel, guarded by Reed. Brooks comes to double, loses it, gets on the ground, picks up her own pass. Now it's over to Weepy. Now she gives it to Christians, a little congested there, but the Dunkerton Raiders spread it out now. Download a Tissue, and her shot's no good. Rebounded by Weepy, and they're going to call a foul. I believe the referee just signaled on the floor. It's going to go against Fritcher, and is that her third?
That is Fritcher Emma's third, and it's going to be a shooting foul.
It is a shooting foul. My mistake there, as Weepy will shoot a pair of free throws here. First one on its way is good.
Weepy's been at the line. Morgan's been at the line a lot today.
And she's had a nice game for the Raiders here tonight so far. It's 41-26 our score. 40 seconds to play in the third quarter. That second free throw is also good. And she knocks down both. Inbounds pass goes to Weber. We'll see if the Wildcats just try to slow it down or if they want to get a quick basket here. 32 seconds and counting in quarter number 3. Weber dribbling right, picks it up. Nearly stolen. Kramer's going to attack the basket. Gets inside, puts it up. It's no good. Almost got the roll, but she is fouled. So Hannah Kramer will go to the line for 2. That one's going to go against Van Lengen, and that is her second foul. Team foul number 2 in half number 2.
That's good for Hannah to be on the other end of the contact and the foul.
First one is a little too short, left it off the front of the rim. She'll get a chance for one more here, 23 seconds to play.
She looked over at Coach like it was short. Like, what was he going to do, Hannah?
Second free throw on the way here as
Much
that one
better.
left that one a little short too, but got a nice friendly roll there off the backboard and in. So she makes 1 of 2 as the Raiders are going to bring it up here. Top of the key. Van Lengen's 3 is no good. Rebounded by Reed. They have 12 seconds to work with here. 42-27 Wildcats lead. Pass over to Brooks. Her fourth three-pointer on the way is no good, so she couldn't get the fourth one there. Tissue comes down with it, trying to find somewhere to go with it, trying to get it to a guard. And shot by Van Lengen was after the buzzer, so wouldn't have counted had she made it. And that is going to do it for quarter number 3. After 3 quarters of play, our score Central City 42, Dunkerton 27. So definitely a better quarter offensively, especially for the Wildcats in that third quarter.
Well, yeah, both teams, Dunkerton scored 12 in the third quarter. That was the most they'd scored in a quarter today, but they are losing the overall battle because Central City scored 21. Gosh, Sarah Reed ended the quarter with 9 points, so she had 6 coming in, so she's got 15 for the game. Briley Brooks had her third three-pointer. She was trying to get her fourth one. We talked about Weber. She had a couple of three-pointers. Hannah Kramer got a free throw, so she's got 3 on the day. Dunkerton kind of weepy. I was telling you, 4 for 6. She's 6 for 8. She made her 2 free throws. Tissue made her 2 free throws, but Dunkerton just didn't get as many shots up or as many made shots that quarter. Central City, I thought, did a nice job of rebounding the basketball that quarter.
They did a good job in the glass there. I kind of mentioned Sarah only had 6 points, was not on pace to get her average. She's now up over her average points. She's got 15 and counting here, so huge quarter there for Sarah Reed. As I think you said 9 points in that third quarter.
Yep.
As Raiders will have it here to start quarter number 4. Inbounds pass goes to Christians. Looks like maybe a 2-3 here from the Wildcats as Van Lengen attacking, gets it out to Wolf. She gets down low to Tissue. She can't get it to go. She's struggled down low. She's gotten really good looks. Just hasn't been her night, and that could be a big difference in this ball game to this point. Noonan using the screen from Treidel. Passes tip, but picked up by Brooks. Skip over to Treidel. And now into the paint to Reed. Little fall away shots, no good. Rebounded by Fritcher. She can't get it to go. But Trital comes up the offensive rebound. So some really nice rebounding here from the Wildcats.
Yeah, probably a sign of the night when Sarah Reed can airball a shot and Emma Fritcher just grabs it like she was expecting it. And Emma misses, and then Trital gets the rebound.
Trital has it on the right wing now, looking to get it down low. Gets it to Sarah. She puts up a shot. It is no good. And the Raiders do come up with that one. Christians kicks ahead to Weepy. Her shot is blocked, but they're going to call a foul on Sarah there. It's like that. It's going to be Sarah's first foul of the night. Team foul number 5.
Sarah was not a fan of that foul.
She was
call.
not. As Weepy back at the free throw line, her 9th and 10th attempts. First one is good. She'll get a chance for one more here. 42-28. 7:02 to play in the fourth quarter. Wildcats do hold the lead over the Raiders.
Morgan is 6 for 9 from the line tonight. Really has a nice stroke.
Second one is no good.
The announcer jinx.
So she'll go to 6 for 10 now. As Noonan's going to bring it up. She's taking her time to bring it up. Wildcats and
she's 7 for 10. My bad.
it's a nice 70% shooting night there so far for her. Gets it over to Fritcher. Her jumper from the mid-range is no good. Reed pulls down the rebound, and that is good. Sarah Reed gets the offensive rebound and easy putback. So 44-28, Wildcats extend their lead here, 6.5 to play in the ball game. Van Lingen on the right wing. Gets it into the corner to Wolf. Now back to Van Lingen. And skip over to Christians on the left wing. Looking around, trying to find somewhere. Now goes top of the key to Weepy. Right wing to Wolf. Now top of the key to Van Lingen. Good ball movement here by the Raiders. See if they can get a good shot out of it. Wolf has it in the corner. Now skip pass is picked up by Weepy. Dribbling left, now gives it over to Christians. Three-pointer on the way is good. Bethany Christians, her second three-pointer of the night. As the Raiders get a little closer here, 44-31 with 6 minutes to play. Noonan's going to bring it up. Over to Brooks, left wing. Gets it inside to Fritcher. Nice cut, nice pass, and she finishes up the rim.
She's got a really nice hands, left-handed shot.
She's really good at using her offhand there when she gets inside.
Yeah.
As Wildcats have settled into a 2-3 defense here, it looks like, as Weepy trying to get inside. Now skip pass to Christians, top of the key. Van Lingen on the right wing, guarded by Brooks. Three-pointer from Weepy is blocked. Sarah Reed blocked the shot, and it's going to be out of bounds. And we're going to be going the other way as Weepy was trying to get her offensive rebound, but was out of bounds as they were fighting for it. As we got Bailey Weber checked into the game here for the Wildcats. We've also got Hannah Kramer re-entering the game.
Natalie Noonan, we talked about her doing the little things. She is doing a great job extending the zone and keeping Bethany Christians from getting too many open looks on that three.
Reed looking to get inside. Now gives it to Fritcher. Gets it to Kramer in the corner. Back to Reed. Now over to Noonan. Noonan takes the mid-range jumper. It is no good.
Hannah
and
Kramer.
It looks like Hannah with a little push in there.
Well, she really dislodged the Dunkerton Raider who had inside position. That was going to be a hard one to hide.
It's going to be team foul number 4, team foul number 6, personal foul number 4 against Hannah. As Van Lingen gets it over to Christian, crossing half court. Now over to Wolf, right wing. She's going to take the pull-up three. It is no good. Rebounded by Noonan. It was an open look, and in a game like this, you got to be taking those open looks. Just couldn't quite get that one to go. Noonan, looking around, gets it over to Kramer, top of the key. Getting downhill. Now Fritcher's going to take the mid-range jumper. That one rolls around and out. Rebounded by Weepy of the Raiders. Now it's going to be Van Langen bringing it up. Rigel will check in at the next dead ball here for Dunkerton as that pass is tipped and stolen. Reed got a hand on it, and Fritcher came out with it. Reed top of the key over to Noonan. Dribbling to her right. Going out to the logo.
Yeah, Central City shouldn't be in a hurry with 4 minutes and 22 seconds left and a 46-31 lead here in the fourth quarter.
Weber sizes up that three. No good. Good look. Couldn't quite get it to go. A little too much on it. Tissue nearly loses it. Reed got a hand in there, but Raiders recover it. Now over to Wolf in the corner. Good defense being played by Reed. Wolf in trouble there, trying to get it out. And we've got a timeout called by Coach Turpin of the Raiders. Wise timeout there as Wolf was really in a bad way. Looks like it would have been a turnover, as if you look now, the ball's all the way on underneath the Wildcats basket. So just a 30-second timeout here. Again, our score 46-31. The Wildcats currently hold the lead as we got about 4 minutes to play here in quarter number 4. So again, just a 30-second timeout as the first horn has sounded and both teams getting ready to come back onto the floor. Again, 46-31 our score here in quarter number 4. The Wildcats hold the lead over the Dunkerton Raiders.
Sarah Reed getting a little bit more aggressive on the defensive end. She gets to the fourth quarter and she only has 1 foul, and then she can go out and challenge on defense.
As a steal there by Fritcher, again trying to get it down low to Tissue, but
I thought Tissue had really good position there too.
Fritcher had a really nice recovery there. She had kind of given up some position to Tissue, but she just recovered and took it away. Weber gets it inside to Reed now, takes one dribble, puts it up with her left, and they're going to call a foul against the Dunkerton Raiders. That's only their 3rd foul of the half, but it's going to go against Van Langen. I believe that's going to be her 3rd personal foul, as Reed will go to the line to shoot a pair of free throws here for the Wildcats. First one on its way is good. Bounced around a little bit, fell through. So she's got 18 on the night, and she'll have a chance for one more. 47-31, the Wildcats lead here, 3:42 to play in the 4th. Second free throw is also good for Reed, so she's got 19 on the night now, as Morgan Weepy is going to re-enter the game for the Raiders, and Van Langen with 3 fouls is going to come out. Probably not overly concerned about foul trouble at this point of the game, but they are going to get her to the bench for the moment.
So 3:40 left in the game, and Central City has a 48-31 lead over Dunkerton.
Christian's kind of a little bit of contact in there, lost her footing, and going to be called for a travel as she fell with the ball without dribbling. As they're going to inbounds pass to Noonan. 3.5 to play here. Again, 48-31, Wildcats lead. Noonan looking to get downhill, picks it up, gives it to Reed, dribbling to her right. Tries to get it down low to Fritcher. Good defense there by the Raiders. They really collapsed in on that pass and took it away. Christian's going to bring it up for the Raiders now. And some contact in there as Weber kind of gave up position there. She's going to be called for her first foul. That's team foul number 7, so we are in the bonus, as Christians will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. 3:15 to play in the ball game.
I'm sure coach is going to have that be a learning point for the young freshman, but I kind of like how she wanted to challenge the dribbler.
First one is no good, so, but Weepy actually takes it away. Reed had the offensive rebound, or defensive rebound, but the 3-point shot is no good from Christians. Ball's all over the place, but finally Weber comes out with it. The freshman running the floor now, and she's going to make a wise decision there to pull it out and reset. As again, Wildcats shouldn't be in any hurry here. They get it to Fritcher on the right wing.
Yeah, and the last time I said that, they took shot immediately.
And then Fritcher throws it hard off the glass, gets it back herself. Just kind of motioning over to Coach Martinson like, what was that all about? She also lost her shoe.
Yeah, Emma's got a lot of things going on, but Emma turned down the lane and she was going to look to pass, and then I think she decided I can either make it or I can throw it off and get my own rebound, and then she lost her shoe, and somehow Central City has the ball out of bounds.
Get it to Weber on the right wing. Now Reed, free throw jumper is on the way. It's good. Again, we talked about it several times throughout the night. That's her signature shot.
Yeah.
That mid-range shot. She's up to 21 points, so well over her season average of just under 15. Into the corner to Wolf. She's going to take the corner 3. It is no good. And a nice rebound there by Reed. Good job of boxing out, getting position, and pulling down the strong defensive rebound.
Yeah, Weepy, who's a shorter player, she was really challenging that rebound.
Noonan gets it to the left wing to Weber, and she skips it across over to Kramer on the right wing. Reed, top of the key, guarded closely there by Weepy. Uses a screen from Weber. Going to turn down the shot, gets it over to Kramer. Trying to get downhill, now over to Reed. Nice cut, nice pass. She can't quite finish the layup. Looked like it had a chance, but she is fouled. She'll have a chance at the free throw line. It looks like that went against Mason Wolf, her first. Team foul number 4, so Sarah Reed will go to the line for a pair of free throws here for the Wildcats.
So with 2 minutes and 3 seconds left, Central City now has a 51-31 lead.
A couple subs here for both sides. Emma Treidel and Briley Brooks in for the Wildcats. We've also got Bailey Van Lengen in for the Raiders, as well as Alana Baranobis. Second free throw by Reed is good. She's up to 23 on the night. Good scoring night for Sarah Reed as the Wildcats lead 52-31. 2 minutes to play here in the ball game as the pass gets into the free throw line to Baranobis. Over to Van Lengen and top of the key to Christian. She's going to take the 3. It is no good off back iron. Rebounded by Brooks. And she's going to give it over to Treidel, who will bring it up the floor here. Minute 45 to play. Top of the key to Brooks. Dribbling to her right. Now trying to get downhill. Uses the screen from Fritcher. Sarah Reed wide open three, couldn't quite get it to fall. Offensive rebound by Fritcher. She gets her own miss. And now over to Treidel. And they're gonna have a foul here on the floor.
On Rigel.
So it looks like some players that don't usually play at the varsity level are gonna check in here. Lacey Hennick, Lucy Smith, and Belle Whitson in for the Wildcats. We got Allie Wheeler in for the Raiders. And we also got Ellie Tysinger. So some subs here as this one's gotten a little bit out of hand for the Raiders. It's 52-31, a minute and a half to go. Weber dribbling right, now picks it up over to Whitson. Trying to get down low to Smith. Ball's loose. Smith does come up with it, now top of the key to Weber. Weber again dribbling right. Stops, now back to her left. Skip pass over to Whitson, top of the key. Over to Reed. Reed back to Smith. Smith over to Whitson. Thinks about the shot. Now she's going to dribble over. Now gives it to Hennick. Hennick skip pass over to Reed. Reed takes the long two. It's no good. Hennick gets the offensive rebound. She puts it back. Can't quite get it to go. Gets her own miss. And she gets her own miss again. Couple offensive rebounds there for Hennick. And Weber comes up with that one.
That's like a season of rebounds right there for Hennick.
40 seconds to go here. Weber going to take her time here. Over to Reed, top of the key. Inside to Smith. Smith to Whitson. Whitson attacking. Puts it up and she's fouled. So she's going to go to the line to shoot a pair of free throws.
So with 32.4 seconds left, Central City's got this one in hand with 52-31. And just kind of depends on who's going to get their name added to the scorebook.
Belle Whitson at the free throw line for a pair of free throws. First one is no good. She will get a chance for one more. As Millie Schilling is going to enter the game for the first time here for the Raiders. And Lexi Hennick is going to enter for the first time for the Wildcats, but a little confusion there. But now she is into the game. Sarah Reed's going to come out after a nice 23-point performance here. Whitson, second free throw on the way. That one's no good either. Rebounded by the Raiders. That was Wheeler that pulled it in. It's going to be Rigel bringing it up. Gets it over to Schilling. Into the corner to Rigel. Down low to Baranobis. Good defense being played by Hennick. Three-pointer on the way from Rigel is no good. Rebound fought for, pulled down by Weber. If you've got 10 seconds to play here, Weber's just going to bring it up. We'll see if they just decide to hold it, as this one is well in hand. And as the final couple seconds go off the clock, our final score here in the girls varsity game, Central City 52, Dunkerton 31. A well-played game by both sides, especially that first half was very competitive all the way through. Wildcats kind of pulled away there late in this one, but nice game by both sides. The Raiders moved to 7-8 on the year, while the Wildcats improved to 7-5. Again, our final score, Central City 52, Dunkerton 31.
That was a really good game, good adjustments. We talked about how at the beginning of the game there were lots of turnovers and good defensive effort. Central City, I didn't really recognize their offense in the first 4 minutes of the game. They just kind of seemed to be a little out of sorts, and I think a lot of that was what Dunkerton was throwing at them, but they made the adjustments. Briley Brooks had a couple big three-pointers that kind of kept them in, and they made adjustments. They started getting their high-low game going. Really turned it on. A game of spurts, but in the kind of the second half, Spurt just kind of stayed with the Wildcats. So that's a nice win for the Central City girls, and we'll be looking. We haven't started the clock for the boys' game, but they've got 15 minutes up there, so we've got at least a 7:02 tip-off. Got Coach Carlson leading in the Wildcat boys. He's got his backpack on and his cup that he's usually got his drink in.
No, something.
His little shaker cup.
Jaden Hansen for the Wildcats looks like he's getting his first varsity game dressing of the year. So good for him getting out there on varsity. We'll see if he ends up getting in the game. But something I just noticed here as both teams just coming onto the floor for warm-ups now.
Yeah, this is going to be a challenge for Central City. Dunkerton's got a real solid boys squad, and they've got tall, and they've got guys that are quick, and they got guys who can shoot. I think you'll really like watching point guard for Casey Gardner, kind of straw that stirs the drink for the Raiders. He kind of gets things going. He can score, but he can dish. He's a great passer.
I believe he is 4th place in all classes in assists right now.
Yeah, he's a really good passer. I love watching Caden Barons kind of leads Dunkerton in scoring often, 14.7, and I always like I can't tell you how he scores other than he's kind of like he's around the ball, and if there's a layup or a rebound or a shot, it's going to be him. You've got inside the big guy, Kyler Rich. He likes to play outside, but he's got a real nice inside game. I think he's going to be he's going to give the Wildcats fits at 6'5". The other guy that I kind of watch out for is Preston Gillespie. I call him he's the boys' secret weapon. He does a little bit of everything, and he's really got a nice, smooth jump shot and very athletic, jumps passing lanes. The other guy that kind of, if you need to calm the game down, you're going to look to Jake Kennedy, senior, number 4. Jake's he's another one of those guys that he'll shoot the three-pointer, but he'll also score on layups. So those are the guys that jump to mind. But there's a lot of guys that come in and just do some of the little work. Gabe Heidemann usually gets a couple good minutes a game for the Raiders. He's another guy that I like to watch get in because he'll just go for scrapping around here and there. You want to tell us about the Wildcats, David? I know you've seen them probably more than I have this year.
The Wildcats really in rebuilding mode this year, as we lost 5 seniors last year to graduation, and also a couple seniors this year that were juniors last year decided not to go out this season. So I actually saw a statistic when I was looking for the season opener. Out of all the 1,300 and some points the Wildcats scored last year, 90 of those were scored by players that are returning for this season. So it's kind of a little statistic in there.
And of course, a lot of the points and rebounds left when Nick Reed graduated.
Yep, Nick Reed playing at Emporia State now, doing a pretty good job for them over there as a true freshman, getting some minutes at the college level. So good for him on that. But looking at what the Wildcats have out here tonight, leading scorer is Marshall Vandevet, the senior guard, is averaging 12.9 points per game. He's had a couple cold games here, but when he gets going, he can really put up some points. He ended up with 27 in the overtime loss to Starmont over at their place. Second leading scorer is actually freshman Aiden Klosterman. He's averaging 8.8 points per game, so it's just a freshman here for the Wildcats. He's doing a really nice job. His three-point shot has been really nice all season, and it's gotten hot the last couple games. Marcus Shellhorn, the sophomore for the Wildcats, is the leading rebounder to this point. He's pulling down 4.8 rebounds a night. Vandevet also leads the team defensively. He's averaging 1.5 steals a night. And also on the defensive end, Shellhorn averages 0.7 blocks a game, and that is first on the team in that category. Wildcats have yet to get a win on the year. They're sitting at 0-10. Had some close games. They lost on a 3-point buzzer beater in their home opener of the year against Central Elkader, 48-45. They also lost an overtime game against Starmont. I mentioned that's the game Marshall had 27 points. But they just came up just short in that one. Yeah, they had some guys foul out. They had some injury trouble that kind of hampered them down the stretch. But looking to get win number 1 here as the Raiders, I believe 9-3 is where they sit on the year so far.
Yeah, 9-3. I don't want to miss out on the fact that the mixtape before the game has the BG Staying Alive.
There's some good music on this. It reminds me of, so I do the public address announcing for baseball season, and my girlfriend Courtney McGovern, she handles the music for that. And we've got a bunch of songs like this. I've heard 3 or 4 songs on this track that we play up in the press box during baseball season. So we'll have to talk to Dunkerton Coach Kuntz and find out who's putting together that mixtape. But yeah, that's pretty solid. I know Jack Kramer usually hands it for the Wildcats, and I'll be honest, there's times I'm listening and I don't recognize too many of the songs. Definitely more of an old school vibe here with the Dunkerton music, but definitely some good old school tunes. So props to whoever's putting together the soundtrack.
Yeah, so Dunkerton, 9-3 on the season. 2 of their losses came playing up. They lost to Olwine and that was a close game. They could have won that game, and then they did lose to Denver, which has a real good 2A team. There's no shame in that. And their 1A loss is to Meskwaki Settlement School. And that was an away game. I didn't get too many of the details on that, but it was a close game. And you play conference foes, and you're going to run into that every now and then. But Dunkerton is going to most likely win the Iowa Star North Conference, and that's a pretty big deal because Janesville's was picked to win the conference this year, and Dunkerton has beaten Janesville twice now. So they, the Meskwaki loss was a conference team, but didn't count in the standings. So I believe Dunkerton's sitting at about 6-0 or 8-0, and Janesville is 6-2. So yeah, this will be. I know one of the things I want to check in with Coach Carlson is after the game is where would he stack Dunkerton up against some of the schools in the Tri-Rivers that Central City has to play. It's kind of loaded. Tri-Rivers is a good basketball conference, but boy, usually we think of North Lynn, but Springville's got a tough team, and Alburnette's got a tough team. So I wouldn't surprise me of the 8 teams that go to state this year in 1A basketball if Tri-Rivers doesn't have a couple representatives on that.
Tri-Rivers usually do pretty good getting teams down to state, and I wouldn't expect anything different this season. Because, like you said, Northland and Springville both made it to the state tournament last season. Northland was in 2A, where they ended up being the runner-ups, whereas Springville was taken out in a close game in the first round. But also, you mentioned Alburnette. They've had some success this year, probably not as many wins as they want, but that team has 3 players back, 2 of which started as sophomores in the state championship game, which they lost to a really good Grandview Christian team, but as sophomores they were playing in the state championship game, and now they're seniors. So, like you said, it's a lot of talent in the Tri-Rivers, but yeah, it would be interesting to see where Dunkerton stacks up against them. As it sounds like it's a pretty solid Dunkerton squad and not a bad conference in the Iowa Star Conference either.
No, they got some good teams in the Iowa Star. So, and I don't want to miss out on the fact that we've got Earth, Wind, and Fire on the soundtrack. So that's pretty solid. And as you said, old school vibe. So anyway, we got Dunkerton's going to head to the locker room, but Central City's going to stay out there and stay loose. So good eyes on the Jaden Hansen getting to dress. He might be one of our taller guys right now, so that's good. And Marshall Vandevet, I feel like he's been at Central City for probably about 6 or 7 years. He got to play on the state football team that qualified. He was a kicker, and this year had a little bit bigger role in the football team as being one of the wide receivers and returners. And he's kind of always been a guy on the basketball team, but now it's his chance to be the guy. And I don't think he minds that. He doesn't. Marshall's always ready to shoot the ball, and it's good to see that he's warming up lately.
The team really does run through Marshall this season too, because he's the senior leadership this team needs, and he's done a good job of shooting the basketball, and also he's had some games with some pretty good assist numbers as well. So yeah, this team definitely runs through Marshall.
I don't know the game plans tonight for either team, but I can tell you that, and you probably have a little bit better insights on this, but Coach Carlson goes into, Central City's Coach Tanner Carlson goes into every game respecting the 8-minute shot clock that the Iowa Boys Association gives him. He wouldn't mind. I'm trying to think what game I was at the other day at the end of the first quarter.
It was the East Buchanan game.
East Buck. It was 5
a week
to 2.
from last Friday, yeah.
5-2. So 5-2 at the end of the first quarter. That I wondered if we were going to get to 20, but it kind of loosened up a little bit. But yeah, Central City, there's something to be said, within the rules. Don't force anything up. The other team has to work. People aren't used to playing defense that long, so yeah. But we've got about 4 minutes and 45 seconds left to the start of the game. Broken it down. We're listening to the music. I'm not even sure if I recognize what's playing now.
Not sure if I recognize this one either.
Sometimes I have to cheat when I get my Shazam going.
The Raiders have re-entered the floor now. They went to the locker room for a little while, but they're back out getting some shots up now before we get this one underway. 4:15 to go here before we get started in the boys varsity matchup. Of course, we had the girls matchup here a little while ago. Finished up here about 11 minutes ago. Wildcats did come out on top of the Raiders in that one. It was a close game for a while, but Wildcats took over in that second half. It's a nice win for the Central City girls. As we're down to about 3:45 to go here before this one gets underway. Wildcats just getting some shots up, as are the Raiders.
So in warm-ups, were you trying to get as many three-pointers in as you could get, or were you just focusing on the rebound? What was your mentality in the warm-ups, David?
Once I got to the point where I was actually getting minutes, because my sophomore year I dressed varsity, but I didn't play except for blowouts and stuff like that. So at that point in my career, I was just a rebounder. But once I got to the point where I was playing and eventually starting, after we finished our team warm-ups with our team drills, I would go to the free throw line, make sure I knocked down a couple of those, and then I'd just focus on three-pointers for the rest of the time.
Okay. I always, I usually stayed around the paint, but I never wanted to go to the huddle if I hadn't made my last shot.
That was always my thing. I try, unless I absolutely had to, I never went to the huddle on a miss, because it just kind of gets bad vibes going for the game to come. So unless I just couldn't get one to go and we were out of time, I would always try to stay out there and get one before we went over to the bench. We're getting close to our starting lineups to be announced and then getting underway here. We've got 2:15 and counting before we get underway.
We're going to have about a 7 o'clock, maybe a 7:05 tip.
And something I'm noticing here as the starting lineups has been posted on the scoreboard here, Aiden Klosterman looks like he's going to be coming off the bench tonight, and I'm not really sure why that would be, but looks like they're going to go with Vandevet, Kramer, Abernathy, Shellhorn, and 23, who is not listed on the Central City roster.
So then you have to wonder, does he have a different jersey number tonight?
Right, that's something to kind of look at. So maybe he forgot it at home or something like that. So I just noticed number 4 is not up there, and I didn't see it.
Well, is it on this side? No, it would be.
Yeah, it's on the visitor's side.
Okay, that would make sense, unless they've got that mixed up. But yeah, in the annals of putting up or forgetting to bring your jersey, and the strange things that happen. That's not outside the realm of possibility, especially if Central City doesn't have a number 23. So that would be curious.
We are down to a minute to go before we get things underway here, as
we'll have to see if Aiden has like a duct tape jersey number.
Look intently on Aiden's about to take off his shooting shirt. Want to see what the situation is there. And
the answer is?
Yep, he does have a different number tonight. Number 23, usually number 4, he'll be 23 tonight. So maybe, I'm guessing forgot it at home or something along those lines. We always tried to bring an extra just in case something like that happens, because believe it or not, 14, 15-year-old kids do irresponsible things like forgetting their uniforms sometimes. So.
Oh yeah, we even we'll just say people forget stuff. You can be 52 years old, David, and forget stuff. But I'd like to think you double check your jersey. But I know when I was playing in high school, guys forgot their jerseys every now and then, and it does happen.
So luckily we do have one for him here. So I was wondering why the heck he wasn't up there, but looks like those questions have been answered, and about to meet our starting lineups here for this game, and I'll follow along here with our PA guy in Dunkerton as we meet tonight's starting lineups. Again, we've got the boys game between the Central City Wildcats and the Dunkerton Raiders. First, here are the starters for the Wildcats. At guard, a 5'8 senior, number 2, Marshall Vandevet.
Junior number 21, Jack Kramer.
At guard, a 5'8 junior, number 21, Jack Kramer.
Freshman number 22, Castor Abernathy.
At guard, a 6'1 freshman, number 22, Castor Abernathy.
Freshman number 23, Aiden Klosterman.
At guard, a 5'9 freshman, number 23, Aiden Klosterman.
Sophomore number 34,
And at forward, a 6'2 sophomore, number 34, Marcus Shellhorn. Assistant coach for the Wildcats is John McGovern. Central City's head coach is Tanner Carlson. Now the starting lineup for the Dunkerton Raiders.
At 6'1", a senior number 4.
At forward, a 6'1 senior, number 4, Jake Kennedy.
6'2", sophomore.
At guard, a 6'2 sophomore, number 22, Preston Gillespie.
5'9",
At guard, a 5'9 sophomore, number 24, Casey Gardner.
6'1", junior.
At forward, a 6'1 junior, number 32, Caden Behrens.
The 6'5", junior.
And at forward, a 6'5 junior, number 44, Kyler Rich. Assistant coaches for the Raiders are Derek Hobson and Dan Kniebel. Dunkerton's head coach is Todd Kuntz. So there we go. Our starting lineup's been announced, and we're just about set to get underway here from Dunkerton High School in the varsity boys game between the Central City Wildcats and the Dunkerton Raiders. Wildcats in red. They'll be working left to right to start. Raiders coming out in white. They'll be working right to left. Marcus Shellhorn will do the jumping in the opening tip for the Wildcats, while it'll be Kyler Rich jumping for the Raiders. 8 minutes on the clock, and we are just about set to get underway here in this varsity boys matchup between the Wildcats and the Raiders. Ball's in the air, and we're underway. Rich controls the tip for the Raiders as Gardner will bring it up, and we're underway here from Dunkerton for the boys varsity contest. Right away going inside to Rich, trying to get the high-low game going inside to Behrens. Tough defense inside, but they're going to be calling for a travel. In the girls game we mentioned, they were calling a lot of travels, and they get that going here quickly. 12 seconds in, first travel call of the night. Full court pressure being applied by the Raiders. Kramer gets it to Vandevet. Now skip pass down court to Klosterman, and brings it over half court. Picks up his dribble and gives it over to Kramer on the left corner. Now Vandevet on the left wing, guarded by Gillespie. Top of the key to Klosterman. Guarded closely by Gardner. Wildcats trying to run a set play here. Kramer working to his left. Vandevet top of the key. He gets it to Klosterman in the corner, trying to attack the basket now. Throws up a little floater, no good. Abernathy pulls down the offensive rebound. Now back out to Kramer. Three-pointer from Kramer on the way. It's no good. Left it a bit short. Rebounded by Shellhorn. Foul's going to be called on Gillespie of the Raiders.
That's an encouraging series there for the Wildcats. What do they get? 2-3 offensive rebounds there?
Good job of rebounding there inside by the Wildcats. As that was Gillespie's first foul and team foul number 1 on the Raiders as well. Inbounds pass goes to Klosterman. He's going to run from top of the key, give it over to Kramer, left wing. Looking around. Nice move there, gets it inside. Now out to Shellhorn, nearly lost it. Now over to Klosterman on the right wing. Trying to attack baseline, but really nice defense being played by Gardner. His pass is tipped by Kennedy out of bounds. So some decent offense being run by the Wildcats, but it's just been better defense so far for the Raiders.
And the one thing you haven't mentioned is Marshall Vandevet touching the ball. He's being covered by Preston Gillespie, and that is a great move by Dunkerton. That's going to be tough for Marshall to get open against.
He's got a big
Preston.
height advantage, and he looks like he's playing some really nice defense. Deep three-pointer there from Vandevet is good. Wildcats open the scoring here. They lead 3-0 as Gillespie got off of him there on a switch.
Well,
and Vandevet hit the three.
It was coming out of the out of bounds play. They went to a zone.
Rich responds there with a three-pointer of his own, so we're tied 3 apiece. Abernathy bringing it up the floor now for the Wildcats. Over to Shellhorn in the corner. His pass is tipped by Gardner out of bounds. It'll stay here. Wildcats will have it.
Let's see if Coach Coots, he's going to have the guys. So it's not underneath the basket, so he'll have Dunkerton boys will stay in a man here.
Inbounds pass goes to Klosterman, over to Vandevet. Now back to Klosterman, working right at the logo. Nearly a jump ball, but he gets it back. Over to Kramer, left wing. Nice shot fake, gets it inside, right at the free throw line. Over to Klosterman. It's going to go out of bounds. A little bit of a low pass there as it just kind of slid out of bounds. Inbounds pass is going to go to Gardner. Mentioned in the open, Casey Gardner is 4th in all classes in assists. He's averaging right around 8 a game. as Rich gives it over to Kennedy, top of the key to Gillespie. Guarded by Klosterman attacking, now over in the corner to Kennedy. Kennedy for three is no good. Offensive rebound by Behrens. His pass is stolen away by Klosterman, however, so the Wildcats will have it. Klosterman crossing half court, bounce pass over right wing to Van de Vet.
I was kind of surprised Marshall didn't shoot from there.
You can definitely shoot it from deep. We saw that first one was pretty deep that he had here in this one. Klosterman has it now on the right wing. Attacking with his left hand, gives it over to Abernathy. Abernathy can shoot. He hasn't had very good shooting numbers so far this season as Van de Vet's off the mark on that three. But Abernathy can definitely shoot it if he gets it going. Gardner bringing it up for the Raiders now, over to Kennedy in the corner. Just missed one from there, opts to pass it out instead. Rich attacking the basket, good strong take as Kyler Rich finishes at the rim. He's got all 5 of the Raiders' points so far. Dunkerton leads 5-3 here, 5:10 to play in the first quarter. Abernathy bringing it up for the Wildcats. Has it stolen away by Kennedy. Hands it off to Gardner. Pass to Behrens. And he's going to step out of bounds. So going to go the other way with it here. As a couple subs here for the Raiders. We've got Riley Molds checking in for the first time tonight. And we also have Braden Van Lengen into the game as Kennedy and Behrens will exit for the Raiders. Kramer's
Dunkerton going just a little scrappier now with their lineup. I think Coach Kuntz wants to see the guys getting after it, put a little pressure on the Wildcats.
Long skip pass from Kramer. Couldn't go out of bounds. Did it go off of Gillespie? Yes, it did. So the Wildcats will keep it, but a dangerous pass there. They kind of got bailed out a little bit.
I think if Preston hadn't gone after that ball, the ref might have given it to the Raiders.
Inbounds pass goes to Van de Vet using the backcourt, now crossing over into the front court. Guarded by Molds. He gives it over to Kramer, top of the key, trying to get downhill. Nice take. Kind of fading away on that layup attempt, though. No good. Gardner's going to bring it up. Looking to run the fast break. Rich, three-pointer on the way. That one is no good. Rebounded by Klosterman. You mentioned he's 6'5", but he likes to work outside. He's made the first three and almost made that one.
I was going to say, when he made that layup inside, I thought that was a good sign. Oh, good backdoor cut by Castor.
Kind of gets in a little too far underneath the basket, ends up as a turnover. Gardner's going to bring it the other way. Bounce pass to Gillespie. Working inside, he's going to put it up. It is good. As Preston Gillespie finishes at the rim. 7-3 our
shooting
score.
Back over his head.
Yeah, it was kind of an awkward little finish there, but he got it to go. Inbounds pass, tip, stolen. Gillespie comes up with that one. 4 minutes to play here in quarter number one as Gardner has the top of the key, guarded by Van de Vet. Looking to get to the rim. Gives it over to Molds. Molds, three-pointer on the way. That one's good. Riley Molds, his first shot attempt of the night. He gets it to go. As Coach Carlson of the Wildcats is going to call a timeout. 3:48 to play in the first quarter. Dunkerton leads 10-3.
And that's a pretty easy assist when you can kind of dribble into people and just pivot and throw the ball behind you, and the guy makes the three-pointer. So
good-looking three-pointer there by Molds. He came off the bench, but was ready to go as he right away just got that three-pointer to fall. So just a 30-second timeout, so we're just about ready to go back to play here as the Wildcats break their huddle. One thing, the Wildcats tried a little bit of a different starting unit here tonight. They've been starting Prusman, Marcus Prusman, the junior guard, but they went with Abernathy, the freshman, instead tonight. So a little something to note there as the inbounds pass is going to go to Van de Vet. Skip pass over to Klosterman. A little bit of a risky pass, but it got there. Klosterman attacking now.
Oh.
Ball's going to go out of bounds. They say off of Klosterman. Gardner was applying the pressure. So we're going the other way. Gardner's going to bring it up for the Raiders as the Dunkerton Raiders currently lead 10-3. Wildcats sitting in the man defense right now as they get it inside to Rich, and he's going to get an easy finish there at the rim. As Shellhorn has a 3-inch height disadvantage as Rich has got the big height advantage. And now Klosterman attacking the basket here. Almost loses it. He does save it, but it's taken away by Gillespie. Long down court pass to Behrens, or excuse me, that is Van Lengen, as that one's going to go out of bounds. And Marcus Prusman is going to come in for the Wildcats, as is Troy Curtis. Kramer and Shellhorn will go to the bench. 12-3 our score here, 3:12 remaining in the first quarter. Prusman's going to throw it in, gets it into Van de Vet. Guarded by Molds. Trying to get it up the floor here. Good pressure being applied by the Raider defense. Skip pass over to Prusman. He gives it to Klosterman, thinks out of three. Kind of surprised he didn't take that one.
I was going to say, I'd like to see Aiden just pull the trigger on that one.
Abernathy in the corner, now Prusman, left wing. Gives it over to Van de Vet.
Marshall's a little disappointed that they're guarding him out this far.
Prusman in the corner now. Picks up his dribble. Pass trying to get into Curtis, but it's taken away by Molds. Now Van Langen's going to run it up. Pass to Gardner, and Gardner finishes at the rim. Nice fast break attack there by the Raiders off the steal. Klosterman's going to do a bounce pass up to Prusman. Foul is going to be called on Braden Van Langen. That's his first, team foul number 2. There's a couple subs here for the Raiders. We're going to have Caden Behrens. He started the game, re-entering now, and Gabe Heidemann entering for the first time.
I think this will be a good Gabe Heidemann game. He's one of those guys that gives 110%, so he'll be active. Get him a loose ball or two.
Van de Vet guarded by Gillespie. Gillespie is playing some really good defense out there. Now over to Klosterman on the right wing, trying to get downhill. In a tough spot, and looks like he stepped out of bounds. This is a really deep Dunkerton team, as they've already gone 3 deep on the bench, 8 players total. As Jack Kramer is going to check in for the Wildcats, Castor Abernathy is going to come out. Gardner's going to bring it up the floor for the Raiders.
2 minutes left here in the first quarter, and it's 14-3, Dunkerton with the lead.
Inside to Gillespie, he loses it. Kramer gets it for a moment, but it looks like we got a foul maybe.
Yeah, Gillespie's going to get called with a foul there.
And I believe that is his second.
Yeah.
Only team foul number 3, but 2 of the 3 have been on Gillespie.
So Oliver Fetkether is going to come in for him.
Oliver Fetkether checking into the ball game for the first time. As Klosterman's going to bring it up for the Wildcats. Double team coming in closely right as he crosses half court. He loses it there. Looks like we've got a fast break here. Barron's taking it up. Nice finish there by Barron's. He kind of hung up in the air there for a while before finishing at the rim. 16-3, 140 to play in the first quarter. Van de Vet trying to get it up the floor, guarded by Molds. Barron's comes to double team. Long skip pass to Curtis.
There you go,
He puts
Troy.
up the mid-range jumper. It's no good. Barron's pulls down the board. Gardner's going to bring it up for the Raiders. Gardner trying to get to the rim, puts it up. No good. We got a foul, though.
Probably Jack Kramer on the body.
And yep, it is Jack Kramer. His first team foul number 1 here for the Wildcats.
Guess we're calling that on the ground. So it's 16-3 with a minute and a half left. 16-3, Dunkerton leading.
Gardner gets it in to Fetkether. Now back to Gardner. His 3 is good. Casey Gardner's kind of a do-it-all player here for the Raiders so far. He's had some nice passes, and he knocks down the three-pointer there. 19-3. Aiden loses that one, but got a foul here. It's going to go against Casey Gardner. His first team foul number 4, as Jake Kennedy is going to re-enter for the Raiders.
I feel like we've done a really good job at jinxing guys tonight, and ladies. If they're shooting a free throw and we bring it up, then they miss. Or
classic announcer jinx.
Yeah.
Never always seems to happen. As Klosterman trying to get it inside, nearly loses it. He does lose it there, as Behrens is going to bring it up the floor. He loses it. Looks like it slipped out of his hand. Kramer bringing it up 2-on-1. Looked like a nice move, but they're going to get him for a travel. Castor Abernathy back in the game for the Wildcats. Aiden Klosterman is going to come out. It's been a tough start for Aiden. He's had some trouble with that pressure being applied by the Raider defense. As under a minute to go here in quarter number 1, Raiders lead 19-3 as Casey Gardner is going to bring it up for Dunkerton. Over to Kennedy on the left wing. Dribbling to his right, now back to Gardner. In the corner to Fetkether, back to Gardner. And back to Fetkether in the corner. Looking to get it down low. They get it into Behrens. And foul is going to be called.
Guessing Troy Curtis got his hand in the cookie jar.
And
no?
It's going to be Kramer's second. Only team foul number 2 against the Wildcats, but both have been against Jack Kramer. Inbounds pass goes into Kennedy, top of the key. Now get back to Gardner on the right wing. Looking to get it down low. Now dribbling to his left. Over to Kennedy, left wing now. Down low to Behrens. And I think that one's going to be against Curtis as the foul. And Behrens also got the shot to go, so it's going to be a chance for a three-point play.
Yep.
As that was Troy's first, team foul number 3. Marcus Shellhorn and Aiden Klosterman going to re-enter for the Wildcats. Troy Curtis is going to come out, as is Jack Kramer. And Riley Molds checking back in for the Raiders. Casey Gardner is going to come to the bench for these final 30 seconds in quarter number 1. Caden Behrens with a shot for the three-point play here. As his free throw on the way is a bit short, rebounded by Klosterman. So just a layup, no free throw there. Aiden's in trouble here. He picked up his dribble. Ball stolen away by Behrens. Bounce pass now out to Molds. Gets it to Kennedy. Inside to Fetkether. His shot is no good, but a foul called Klosterman going to be whistled for the foul there, as Oliver Fetkether will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws for the Raiders. 21-3 our score, as that was Aiden Klosterman's first foul of the game, team foul number 4. Both teams have 4 fouls at the moment, as Fetkether will shoot 2. First one on the way is good, as Jack Kramer will come back in here for the Wildcats. Marcus Prusman's going to go to the bench. Kramer playing with 2 fouls here in the first quarter. Just 17 seconds remaining. Fetkether set to attempt his second of 2 free throws. On the way, and it is no good. Out of bounds. Going to be called off the Wildcats. So the Raiders will get it back after the missed free throw. We've got 17 seconds to play here in the first quarter. 22-3 Raider lead here, as Fetkether looks to throw it in. Inside, that's Kennedy. Nice feed from Fetkether, and Kennedy finishes at the rim. 13 seconds to go here. Double team in the full court, as ball's going to go out of bounds off of the Raider defense.
That was a really nice inbounds play. I imagine that's something that Coach Carlson's going to want to slow down and watch and keep.
Kramer looking to inbound here. 10 seconds, as the pass is just overthrown, intended for Abernathy, but nobody was there.
And it was never touched, so the clock didn't start, and Raiders are going to get the ball underneath their own basket with 10.5 in the first quarter.
Smart move here by Coach Carlson, getting Kramer out of there for defense, as he doesn't want him to get his 3rd foul. Marcus Prusman going in. Inbounds pass to Heidemann. Now on the left wing to Kennedy, inside to Behrens. Looking to go up with it, he puts it up, no good. Rebound tipped around, Prusman picks it up, and that is going to do it for quarter number 1. So through 1 quarter of play here from Dunkerton, the Raiders lead 24-3. And the Wildcats got out to the early 3-0 lead on the 3-pointer by Marshall Vandevet, but unfortunately that was all they could muster there in that first quarter, as the Raiders went on a 24-0 run. Looks like we're going to have some subs here when the play resumes. A few Raider players going over to the bench, or the scorer's table rather. I'll get those names when we get started here in quarter number 2.
Yeah, tough quarter. Yeah, it looked like it started a little slow. It looked Central City was getting some looks at the basket, and
the Raiders really went on a nice run there to end that first quarter, as the Wildcats were playing some good defense there for a while, but Raiders just kind of got the better of them there late in that first quarter. As going to be Kennedy, Gillespie, Rich, Gardner, and Van Langen out there for the Raiders to start quarter number 2. Wildcats will go with Prusman, Klosterman, Abernathy, Shellhorn, and Vandevet. It's going to be Wildcat ball here, as Abernathy will throw it in. Looks like Klosterman's going to be bringing it up. And we are underway here in quarter number 2. Klosterman guarded by Gardner. I think the Wildcats are trying to run a set play here. Nice cut there by Abernathy. It was a well-run play. It was a well-designed play, but Shellhorn's off the mark with the pass, as Gardner's going to bring it up now for the Raiders. Gardner looking for somewhere to go with it, has a top of the key. Screen set by Van Langen. And a nice little play there, as Van Langen just ended up a little too far into the basket. Now gets out to Rich, and now into the corner to Kennedy. Kennedy attacking baseline, and we're going to have a foul called against Marcus Prusman of the Wildcats. Team foul number 5. That is going to be Prusman's first of the ball game. On the floor, so the Raiders will throw it in from the baseline, as Gardner will throw it in. Gets it in to Rich. Rich goes up with it, and that is good. Nice finish there by Kyler Rich inside, using his height to his advantage, as Vandevet's going to bring it up. Raiders look like they're kind of backing off of this full court pressure now. They lead 26-3. Prusman on the right wing gets it into the corner to Abernathy. Now top of the key to Klosterman, trying to get downhill, and he loses it. Gardner picks it up. Gardner going the other way. A nice no-look pass there to Kennedy, as Jake Kennedy finishes at the rim. Casey Gardner with a very impressive no-look pass on the 3-on-2 fast break. Faked to the left and got it to Kennedy on the right for the 2-point layup. That's Klosterman's guarded on the left wing by Gardner. Picks up his dribble, gets it inside to Shellhorn at the free throw line, over to Prusman on the right wing. Dribbling left, picks it up, and they're going to get Prusman for a traveling violation, as Aiden made a 3 after the whistle, but travel was before that, so it won't count. Still 28-3 here, 6:45 to go in the second quarter. Gardner's going to bring it up for the Raiders. Using the screen from Rich, now gets it to Rich. And now over to Kennedy. Kennedy attacking the basket. Out to Gardner. Gardner's three-pointer on the way. That is good. Casey Gardner knocks down another three-pointer as the Raiders extend their lead 31-3. Klosterman bringing it up for the Wildcats. Using the screen from Van de Vet. Now over to Van de Vet. He fakes a deep three, now working to the hoop. Cuts it back, now into the corner to Klosterman. Over to Shellhorn. And back to Klosterman, right wing. Picks up his dribble, top of the key to Prusman. Prusman over to Van de Vet. Guarded by Gardner, trying to get downhill. Now over to to Shellhorn. He gives it to Klosterman. He thinks about a deep three, almost takes it, is going to think better of it. Loses his dribble, stolen away by Van Lengen. 2-on-3 fast break. Van Lengen, nice coast-to-coast finish there by Braden Van Lengen. Wildcats had the advantage, 2-on-3 fast break there, but Van Lengen able to get to the rim and finish. 33-3 our score here, 5.5 to play. Van de Vet with a little runner. That one's going to bounce out, rebounded by Rich, as Gardner's going to bring it up for the Raiders. Gardner, nice move there, gets it out to Gillespie. Preston Gillespie attacking the basket, and there's going to be a foul they're going to call on the floor. So no free throws as the foul's on the floor, and we are one foul shy of the bonus. That was team foul number 6 against the Wildcats. It's going to go against Aiden Klosterman, his second, as Jack Kramer will check into the game, and Klosterman with 2 fouls will go to the bench. Inbounds pass goes to Gillespie, right wing, over to Kennedy. Kennedy attacking, over to Rich. He fakes a three, takes one dribble. Now back over to Gardner, left wing. Goes behind the back. They leave him open. He doesn't take the three, though. Shellhorn's there now. Go inside to Rich. Now top of the key to Gardner. And that three is good by Casey Gardner. There's a little confusion down low as Van de Vet switched on to Rich, which isn't a good matchup for the Wildcats, and they were slow to switch back. And we got a timeout here. Coach Carlson of the Wildcats calling a 60-second timeout.
Don't always see Casey Gardner shoot this much. Honestly, he's more of a passer. Not that he can't shoot, but he usually gets other guys going. So Kyler Rich returning the favor there. Ball goes in, a little inside-outside. When he looks wide open, follow throughs. I mean, that's a good shot. So Casey Gardner jumps out with the 2 3-pointers in the second quarter, and he has 11 on the game. Yeah. So things are rolling for Dunkerton. I thought Marshall Van de Vet for the Wildcats had a pretty good look there. He just couldn't get the roll down. So it's 36-3. I don't know, midway through the second quarter.
Yeah, just about halfway through. Can't see how much time's left on the clock here because of the timeout countdown, but it's got 5:01 to go here in quarter number 2 as Abernathy will throw it in for the Wildcats. Central City has possession of the ball. Van de Vet's going to bring it up. Raiders have gotten out of their full court pressure, but looks like they're still looking to pressure in the half court. Skip pass in the corner to Kramer. Kramer's going to bring it back up. Over to Shellhorn in the corner to Prusman. Marcus Prusman, corner 3 is no good. Kramer picks up the offensive rebound. Nearly loses it out of bounds. Now gets to Abernathy. Castor Abernathy three-pointer is no good. Rebounded by Kennedy, and Gardner is going to bring it up for the Raiders. Gardner into the corner. That's Van Lengen for 3. It's good. Braden Van Lengen knocks down the three-pointer. The Dunkerton bench explodes after that.
Yeah, I was going to say, that seems to be a crowd favorite. I don't think it was on the assist either. I think that was the Van Lengen three-pointer.
Skip over to Prusman, trying to attack downhill. Nearly loses it. He does lose the ball. Behrens picks it up, has some trouble securing it. Keeps motioning to his hands like they're slippery. He can't quite handle the ball. Inside to Behrens, but his hands worked just fine that time as he was able to put the ball up and through.
Yeah, he kind of gave us like a little explanation. It's not me, it's something on the ball.
I noticed him doing that earlier too, kind of just trying to wipe his hands off or something like that. Now Kramer double teamed, trying to attack. A lot of pressure being applied by the Dunkerton defense. Scrappy team, and now Abernathy in the corner. He picks it up, in a little bit of trouble, gets it over to Kramer. 3.5 to go here. A nice cut there by Abernathy.
Yeah, get that.
Can't quite finish. He gets his own board. Gets it to Prusman. Prusman puts up the shot. No good. Rebounded by Kennedy. Looked like the Wildcats had a chance there, but they couldn't quite finish that one. Now Gillespie wide open. Look for Gillespie. It's no good. It's going to go out of bounds. Coach Carlson not happy about that one as he missed it, but
That was a good cut and looked for Castor Abernathy.
It was.
Just didn't have the angle. He got his rebound right away, but couldn't finish.
Looks like Troy Curtis in for the Wildcats, as is Aiden Klosterman. Shellhorn and Prusman will go to the bench. Kramer's going to bring it up for Central City. Guarded by Behrens. Gets it over to Van de Vet across half court. Pass is tipped by Gardner, stolen by Behrens. Running the other way with it now. Behrens, nice move, finishes inside. It has been a balanced scoring attack for the Raiders to this point, as Klosterman has his pass tipped, and we got a foul now on the Raiders. Let's see who we got. It's going to be against Caden Behrens. He's got a sub here. Gabe Heidemann checking in for the Raiders. Braden Van Lingen's going to go to the bench. That was Behrens' first foul, team foul number 5. Kramer will throw it in for the Wildcats. Inbounds goes to Abernathy left wing, into the corner to Klosterman. Pull-up mid-range jumper is good. Aiden
Nice shot.
His first basket of the game. First Wildcat basket in a while here, as we got 43-5 score. Kennedy gets it over to Gardner. Gardner, three-pointer on the way, is good. He's really been shooting the ball well tonight. You said usually more of a pass-first guy, but clearly has the ability to shoot, as I believe that was his 4th three-pointer, if I'm not mistaken.
And they're all kind of that top of the key, obviously a spot he likes, and there's not much doubt when he gets it off.
He's just got the hot hand here tonight, as Abernathy gets it out of the corner where he was doubled over to Van de Vet. Trying to get to the rim, bounce pass over to Kramer. Kramer, pass is stolen by Gardner. Gets it down to Behrens. Behrens running the floor. Nice play there by Klosterman to get it out of there, but ends up in a Raider shot attempt. Heidemann couldn't quite get it to go there.
Super hustle by Aiden Klosterman to knock that ball away.
As looks like we're going to have a sub here. Well, not quite going to get the sub in before the ball's back in play. So the sub will wait for just a little bit here, as Van de Vet's going to bring it up. 2 minutes to go here in quarter number 2. 46-5, the Raiders lead. Into the corner to Klosterman, now left wing to Kramer. Top of the key to Van de Vet. Van de Vet with a deep 3 is good. Marshall Van de Vet knocks down his second three-pointer of the night. He's got 6 of the team's 8, as Gardner brings it up for the Raiders. Nice pass inside to Gillespie. He's going to kick it out to Kennedy. Corner 3 from Jake Kennedy is too long, no good. Rebounded by Klosterman. Klosterman thought he had something down court.
Yeah, he missed.
Now Van de Vet was open in the corner, but the pass was off the mark. There's a few subs here. It's going to be Riley Molds, Oliver Fetkether, and Kyler Rich checking in for the Raiders. And Christopher Greif checking in early here. Usually doesn't get in until pretty late, but they're going to give him a go here early in this one, as it's 46-8, a minute 30 to go in the second quarter. Gardner's going to bring it up the floor for the Raiders. Gardner gets it to Rich, trying to get to the hoop. Now gives it over to Heidemann. Nice take there by Heidemann, as he's going to be fouled. And it's going to be Gabe Heidemann going to the line to shoot 2 free throws for the Raiders, as I believe Klosterman was just called for his 3rd foul of the night. And
yeah,
sure
that's
enough,
tough. That's tough. I think coach will probably get him out so he doesn't get his 4th.
Prusman going over to the scorer's table to do just that, I would assume. Heidemann's first free throw is up and good. He'll have one more, and sure enough, Marcus Prusman checking in for Aiden Klosterman with 3 fouls. A minute 14 to go here in the second quarter. The Raiders lead 47-8. Second free throw on the way, and no good there by Heidemann. Rebound by Rich, and his putback is good. So good hustle there by Kyler Rich to get the position inside and come up with the offensive rebound and the putback. 49-8 our score. Raiders with the commanding lead here with a minute to go in quarter number 2. Abernathy top of the key. Gives it over to Van de Vet, right wing. Trying to attack, now gets it top of the key to Greif. Over to Abernathy in the corner. Van de Vet, deep 3 on the way. It is no good. Had a chance, but just a little bit off the mark. As looks like we got a timeout here called by the Raiders. Just a 30-second timeout here. As with 46 seconds remaining in the second quarter, Dunkerton leads 49-8.
I guess the good news for Central City has been Marshall Van de Vet, when he's open, he's getting a shot out. I love his shot. He's got an arc on it. It doesn't usually, when it's on, it doesn't. You don't even see anything move, not even the net or anything.
He's got a really nice shot when he's able to knock it down, which he's got a couple tonight, but
it was getting free up. Dunkerton put Gillespie on him to start the game, and it hasn't got much easier. Gardner has covered him. Molds has covered him. It's
Looks like we got Lane Bonner into the game for the first time here tonight as the Raiders come back out here for this final 45 seconds of play after the timeout. Molds is going to bring it up. Only one starter on the floor right now for the Raiders. That's Kyler Rich. The other 4 came off the bench.
Expecting to see Bonner maybe get a look here. Coach.
Molds going down low to Bonner, sure enough, and they're going to get him for a traveling violation. So 30 seconds here. Jack Kramer's going to re-enter the game for the Wildcats. He's going to get Christopher Greif. Aiden Klosterman's also come back in for Prusman. He's got to be careful here, playing with 3 fouls.
That makes me nervous. But, you know, not a lot of options. The thin bench for the Wildcats. I might not have Aiden dribbling, though. I'd want Aiden just doing catch and shoot. I wouldn't want him getting any kind of charge or anything.
Aiden gets rid of it to Kramer, top of the key, guarded by Heidemann. Good defense there. Now Troy Curtis has it. He's in trouble. Gets it to Van de Vet. 10 seconds to go here in quarter number 2. Really good defense being played by the Raiders. Van de Vet attacking. He's double teamed in the corner, loses it. Rich saves it, but he looks like went out of bounds with it. So with 1 second left, the Wildcats have a chance for one more shot here before we go to the half. Kramer's going to throw it in. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Gets it into Curtis.
Troy Curtis
open
gets
three, top of the
something.
key. No good. It was good defense, good recovery there by, I believe that was Molds of the Raiders, but no good on that 3-point attempt by Curtis. And so we've played 16 minutes of basketball here from Dunkerton. Our score, Dunkerton 49, Central City 8. So both teams now heading over to the locker room as we got 9:45 and counting on the halftime clock before we get ready for half number 2 here from Dunkerton High School.
Well, tough night for the Wildcats. And hoping we've got Aiden and got a couple of our guards in foul trouble. So hopefully they can finish out the night.
And this is a really good Dunkerton team, too, for the Raiders.
Just looking, I had Jack Kennedy with 4 points. The scoreboard I thought I had it was 6. So there's a question there. But Preston Gillespie only has 2. And quite frankly, he's somebody that I'm always looking to, put up points. Gardner has 4 3-pointers and 14 points overall. Behrens has 8 points on some buckets, just hustle in the court, post up buckets. Kyler Rich has 11 tonight. Molds had that 3-pointer. Van Langen had a 3-pointer that really got folks excited, and a 2-pointer, so he's got 5. Oliver Fetkether has a free throw, and so does Gabe Heidemann. I'm sure Coach Carlson wants to run a few plays, work on some stuff. Facing a man offense, they really struggled to get open, but they had a couple good looks. I thought that backdoor play, maybe they had a couple backdoor plays to Castor Abernathy. One, the pass didn't go through, and one, Castor just didn't have a good angle. But it's a young team, and like we talked about, they had a fraction of their points return, and then they had a lot of kids graduate last year for the Wildcats, and then they had some kids that aren't out for basketball this year, so it's a little thin roster. But Dunkerton, everything I kind of expected out of the Raiders. They can score from outside, they can score from inside. Once Kyler Rich had that 3-pointer, but he also had a couple buckets inside. He looked good. Caden Behrens, I always look at my score sheet at the end of the night, and he has about 15 to 17 points. I'm like, how did he score all those? And so focusing in, he gets a lot of just hustle baskets. He runs the court real well. He's a great leaper, so he gets a lot of rebounds. But, Dunkerton, will be interesting to see. Lots of guys are getting chances to play tonight, so that's kind of a fun for a Monday night. But
and this Raider team really kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum in terms of experience compared to the Wildcats, because Central City and Dunkerton, we played last year as well at Central City, and I remember pretty much every player out there. I played against them last year when I was a senior, and they've got almost everybody back, whereas the Wildcats, we mentioned, returned just a fraction of their production from last year. So still a fairly young Dunkerton team, but also some really good experience. Had a couple freshmen starting in at least getting good varsity minutes last year, and that's paying off this year as they've looked good.
Well, I remember going into that game last year. Coach Kuntz had talked to me a little bit, and of course Central City had Nick Reed, and Nick certainly helps even out a lot of stuff. But he was talking about how the boys had looked at his stats and maybe watched some videos of him, and I think that was pretty intimidating for Dunkerton to go up against somebody who's 6'7" and is going to score inside outside like that. And, but yeah, so like we said, we had a real, I thought, tight girls game, and then Central City kind of opened it up in the second half, and now it's Dunkerton's turn in the boys game to kind of open things up. We'll see. Like I said, my question for Coach Carlson is just where do you, Coach Carlson, the coach for the Wildcats, how do you compare this Dunkerton teams to some of those Tri-Rivers teams? So I don't know who you've seen play in the Tri-Rivers. Were you there on Friday night when Springville was?
I was not there for the Springville game.
Okay.
I watched the tape of the game, though, and that's a really good team. I was there for North Lynn and Alburnett, kind of the big three of the Tri-Rivers right now. And, yeah, all three really good, especially watching. I'd say definitely the best of the three so far was North Lynn. They didn't let the Wildcats score a point until halfway through the second quarter. So
Okay. And North Lynn, typical press you all over the court.
Yep. Nothing's changed for them. They
good three-point shooters.
sticking with the same game plan that's worked for quite some time now over there, and it's working out for them this year too. Sitting undefeated right now are the Lynx.
And I would think for a team to give North Lynn a go, you're going to have some strong guards to handle the pressure. I know when they lost a couple years ago to Des Moines Christian, they also had those like 6'10" guys.
Yeah, yep.
that you don't run into too many of those in 2A, and Des Moines Christian had maybe 2 or 3, so that was a tough matchup. But and still, North Lynn gave them all they could handle, and then some in the state championship. So.
And this year in the regular season, Springville actually gave North Lynn a run for their money.
Yeah.
As did Edgewood Colesburg, which we haven't really mentioned, but Edgewood Colesburg I think actually had a closer game than Springville did. They both gave North Lynn a run for their money, which was interesting to see, especially considering both games were in Troy Mills at home with the Lynx. So a lot of talent in the Tri-Rivers as always. But Dunkerton this year has done really good in their conference, the Iowa Star Conference.
The Iowa Star Conference. Yep, they've certainly got the inside track with their 2 games up on Janesville, beating them twice head to head. So I suppose they're 2.5 games up on Janesville in the Iowa Star North, and so yeah, it'll be interesting to see when the districts come out and who's playing who. And
it's always fun to see where you're going to be going and
Yeah.
what kind of matchups we'll have and what the road to state looks like for every team. As Dunkerton, if I remember correctly, currently undefeated in conference play because they've only lost 3 games. You mentioned 2 of them were playing up against 2A, and then the other one was Meskwaki, who is on the other half of the
Yep.
Iowa Star Conference, which doesn't count towards your conference play. It's only your half of the conference. So it's been a good year for the Raiders so far, and they've got it going tonight, up 49-8 here at halftime against the Central City Wildcats. We've got about 3 minutes to go here before half number 2 is underway. Both teams have yet to return onto the floor.
Yeah, Dunkerton's 6-0 in the conference, 9-3 overall, with a 2-game lead over Janesville and 2.5 over Janesville, and then a 3-point lead over Tripola, Waterloo Christian, and Don Bosco. So, and they just took it to Don Bosco pretty handily. So, anyway, Central City, the Wildcats, after tonight, I think they have a couple more games this week.
They're going to be traveling to Alburnett tomorrow. I'll be on the call for that game over on Wildcat Sports.
Okay.
On YouTube. And then I think they've got a Thursday and a Friday.
Yeah, because Thursday, now that you say that, I guess they got 4 games this week, now that you think about it. So they've got Dunkerton tonight, Alburnett tomorrow, then they've got Cedar Valley Christian Thursday night, and I'll be down there for that on duty. Actually, Dunkerton, we've got a meeting about the track, and then I'll be hustling down for that. They have Starmont on Friday night. That should be a real good game. Both the Cedar Valley Christian and Starmont game, I think, are opportunities.
Definitely winnable for the Wildcats. They almost got Starmont in Arlington the first time around. have yet to play CVC, as they're on opposite sides of the conference in the Tri-Rivers.
And then Saturday they've got Prince of Peace, so they've got 5 games this week.
Heck of a busy week for the Wildcats.
Yeah. Hope they have time to go to class.
That's a long trip over to Clinton, too, to play the Prince of Peace Irish. It's about 2 hours on a bus. So they're have a full week for sure. They've got half a game down. They've got a half here, the rest of the game here tonight, and then 4 more throughout the week. So busy week for the Wildcats.
They're getting their road miles on. I know bus driver Vaughn probably driving to many of those, if not all of them. I saw him earlier tonight.
Yep, Vaughn's here tonight, as he usually is. And then, are the Thursday and Friday games, are those both home games for the Wildcats?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. So a couple home games in here for the Wildcats to go with 3 road games in this week. I don't know if I ever played a 5-game week in 4 years in high school, but I also never had to deal with COVID-19 canceling games in high school, so I guess there's also that to bring into it.
Two of those, the Thursday and the Saturday are COVID makeups. I think that's the Thursday, the Thanksgiving shutdown. We took some time off after Thanksgiving, so we didn't play games. So those are makeup games. So, yeah, frequent flyer or frequent yellow bus miles this week. So we're just about to get the second half going. It's
12 seconds and counting here.
48-9. Dunkerton's got I'd say they've got a pretty commanding lead right now.
We're going to have running clock here when we get underway because we've gone over that 35-point barrier. You can't have running clock in the first half, but we'll have running clock here throughout half number 2. Looks like Wildcats are going to go with their starters. They've got Van de Vet, Klosterman, Abernathy, Kramer, and Shellhorn. I believe Raiders also going with their starting unit. They've got Kennedy, Gillespie, Gardner, Behrens, and Rich. It'll be Dunkerton ball here to start half number 2. Kennedy will throw it in, and Gardner will bring it up as we are underway here for the third quarter of action. Casey Gardner guarded by Van de Vet. Over to Gillespie on the right wing. Using the screen from Behrens, attacking, picks it up. Klosterman giving him some pressure there. Goes it over to Kennedy. Down low to Behrens. Now kicks it up to Gardner. Thinks about a 3. Now he's going to look for something else to do. Now going baseline. Over to Rich on the left wing. Back to Gardner. Ball's loose. Van de Vet almost got it. And he
just
almost went over the back, but they didn't call it.
I love it. Marshall's getting aggressive.
Playing some good defense here. It's Gillespie with a tough take, and he can't quite get the roll. Behrens gets the offensive rebound, though, and he gets the putback. Behrens only 6'1", but he's playing down in the post a lot. He can really jump.
I feel like he can. I think he's got like a 40-inch vertical. That kid can get up.
He can really jump. As Kramer has it on the left wing, going to his right now. Down low to Klosterman, but thrown well over the head of Aiden Klosterman, out of bounds. Kyler Rich will throw it in as Casey Gardner's going to bring it up for the Dunkerton Raiders. Gardner bringing it up over to Kennedy on the left corner. Dribbling to his right now, top of the key to Behrens. Going down low to Rich, guarded by Shellhorn. Klosterman comes for the double team. Gardner on the right wing, down low to Behrens again. Kicks it out to Kennedy. Kennedy from the corner 3 is good as Jake Kennedy knocks down the 3-pointer from the right corner. Raiders lead 54-8. 6.5 to go here in quarter number 3. Van de Vet guarded by Gillespie, now dribbles over to his right. Abernathy in the corner. Gets it out to Van de Vet.
Marshall, that's your shot, buddy.
As he almost got it to go. That was a really deep 3 for Marshall. He couldn't quite get it, but it was a good look. Gardner over to Rich. Steps back, now gives it to Gardner again. Gardner over to Gillespie in the corner. Down low to Behrens. Nice turnaround move, no good. Gets his own board, though. That one's no good. Rich gets the rebound this time. He's going to look to go out with it over to Gillespie right wing. Attacking the basket. Has it stripped and stolen. Shellhorn comes up with it. Klosterman's going to bring it up.
Missed Marshall on the run out. That was a nice little steal there by Marcus Shellhorn.
As into the corner of the Shellhorn. Top of the key to Klosterman. In and out of his hands. As Casey Gardner all alone in transition. He's going to put the ball off the glass in for 2 on the fast break layup off the steal. So 5:40 to go here in the third. 56-8 our score. Van de Vet driving to the basket, puts it up high off the glass, no good. Has to put it up high to get it over the much taller defenders in there. Rich, 3-pointer from the wing is no good, almost got a nice bounce. Gillespie with the offensive rebound and the putback. Preston Gillespie with 2 there for the Raiders, 58-8 our score.
I feel like we're getting to see every shot that Marshall owns.
He's
the runner, the deep three, the in the lane.
He's definitely been aggressive offensively. It looks like we're going to have 4 new here for the Wildcats. Got a jump or dead ball right here, and they're going to go with 4 new. Looks like we got a foul, I believe.
Jake Kennedy is going to get called for the foul.
First foul of the second half for either side. And looks like it was a shooting foul as Jack Kramer's going to go to the line to shoot 2. That was just Kennedy's first foul of the game. Kramer's first free throw, no good. As Prusman and Curtis checking in for the Wildcats, as is Jaden Hansen. His first varsity action here of his career. The freshman getting some time here as Klosterman, Abernathy, and Shellhorn will exit. Greif remains at the scorer's table as Kramer is shooting. His second free throw is good.
Got a kid for Jack.
So now Christopher Greif will check into the game. And so,
speaking of uniforms, Jaden's doesn't match.
yeah, he's got the varsity shorts, but he's got a JV uniform. So that's not even that's a practice uniform he's got on there. So
we got to get
Rich attacking. He puts it up. It's good. Kyler Rich gets the basket to go.
5 different Raiders have scored here in the second half.
And we're not even 4 minutes in, so they're getting some good production out of these guys quickly. As they get it to Greif in the corner. Nice move there by Chris. He's going to look to get it out. Vandevet in the corner now. He's double teamed. Trying to attack the basket. Nice baseline move. Kicks it out.
Oh, there you go.
Three-pointer
Good
top of the
pass.
key. Is no good off back iron. Good fight inside by Hansen, but the rebound's pulled down by Rich. Gillespie running in the fast break. He's going to go up with it. It's good. And I just realized something. Jaden Hansen's wearing number 16. That's not a regulation number to wear in
That's right.
high school or college basketball for that matter. As Troy Curtis, the mid-range jumper, is no good.
Oh.
Ball's loose. Kylo Rich picks it up, but yeah, it just occurred to me that's not a number you can wear in a game. Out to Kennedy. Jake Kennedy, three-pointer is no good. Rebounded by Hansen.
Yeah, so he gets himself in the scorebook, however illegal that may be.
Vandevet crossing half court. Now over to Hansen. Now I wonder if it's had something to do with Aiden forgetting his jersey maybe. And shot there by Prusman is no good. Hansen pulls down the offensive rebound. He gets it to go.
Jaden Hansen.
Jaden Hansen,
Good
his
job,
first career
young man.
varsity bucket right there. The freshman, his first varsity appearance tonight, gets 2 points after just a couple minutes of play. So congrats to Jaden Hansen on his first career points. Kyler Rich straight on three-pointer is no good. Good box out
Christopher
there by
Greif
Chris.
gets a rebound. Good job, buddy.
Let's see, they have him at 5'5". He's not the tallest player out there by any means, but he's got some good strength to him and a good job boxing out there to get that rebound. Kick ahead pass to Prusman on the right wing. Looking around, keeps it. Trying to get to the rim here. Thinks about a pull-up jumper. Now over to Greif. Pass is tipped by Behrens, out of bounds.
So Barron's tipped the ball out and then hustled and got it to the ref because we've got that running clock. Doesn't want to miss
Don't
any.
want to waste any opportunities.
Yeah.
Vandevet guarded by Gillespie, trying to get to the rim. Picks it up now. Nice idea there to try to get to Curtis, but it's tipped and stolen by Rich. Gardner running the fast break. Nice turnaround pass there to Rich, and he finishes on the up and under. Really nice pass and a nice finish there.
Yeah.
Gardner to Rich for 2.
I'm glad you got to see that because I felt there was some little mustard coming there. He's a good passer, and he relishes the opportunity to make a fancy pass too, and that
was definitely in the fancy pass category. Nice looking pass there as Jake Kennedy, fast break transition layup there as the Raiders extend their lead 66-11 here with just over 2 minutes to play in quarter number 3. Vandevet's going to bring it up for the Wildcats. Into the corner to Curtis, guarded by Rich. Top of the key to Hansen. Hansen's pass nearly stolen. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Jake Kennedy of the Raiders, so the Wildcats will keep it. Prusman's going to throw it in for the Wildcats. Inbounds pass goes to Vandevet. He's going to take the 3. It is good. Off the glass. I don't think he called bank on that one, but maybe.
But if you look at him, if you look at Marshall, there's no doubt in his mind.
Maybe he called bank. I suppose I'm not down there to hear it, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
Yeah.
So timeout called here.
Why not?
Believe it was the Raiders that called the timeout, but regardless, 60-second timeout here. 66-14 our score as Marshall Vandevet, his third 3 of the game. He's sitting at a team-high 9 points.
And Jaden Hansen,
He's also
number 16. That's 2
first
points.
basket. I bet he is the leading scorer in the state of Iowa for players wearing the number 16.
Yeah.
So 60-second timeout here. We're down to 30 seconds left. As no subs are going to be made by the Wildcats here. They're going to stick with Van de Vet, Greif, Hansen, Prusman, and Curtis. Looks like the Raiders are going to stick with their group as well. They got Kennedy, Gardner, Gillespie, Behrens, and Rich. Those are the 5 for both sides as the Wildcats break their huddle, coming back onto the floor. Raiders getting back out there as well. I would assume we're probably not going to see too much more of the starters for the Raiders tonight. Maybe a little bit of the fourth quarter and then probably get some other guys in there, but we'll see what happens here. 1.5 to play in quarter number 3. Inbounds pass goes to Gardner. He's going to bring it up for the Raiders. Using the screen from Rich, now over to Rich. He hands it off to Kennedy, almost loses it, gets it back into the paint to Behrens. Nice cut there, but a block shot. One of the Wildcats got a piece of it.
That was Jaden Hansen.
Jaden Hansen gets a block shot there as Marshall Van de Vet's going to bring it up the floor. Van de Vet falls down, loses his footing there as Gillespie comes up with it. Gives it to Behrens. Behrens ends up with a wide open lane to the hoop. He puts it up and in with his left hand. 68-14 our score. Under a minute to go here in quarter number 3. Van de Vet over the top of the key to Hansen. Hansen to Prusman, left wing. Guarded by Kennedy. Now back to Hansen. And over to Greif. Greif looking for somewhere to go with it. Dribbles it now. Stolen away by Kennedy. 2-on-1 fast break. Gillespie and Kennedy. Nice Euro step move there by Preston Gillespie. And he finishes that one at the rim. 70-14 here. 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Van de Vet dribbling at the logo. Guarded by Gillespie. Set play being run here by the Wildcats. Prusman dribbles left, gives the top of the key to Hansen. Now back to Greif, right wing. Greif attacking, dribbling to his right, loses it for a moment. He saves it. Nice hustle there by Christopher Greif to save it. Now there's 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Van de Vet dribbling left, gives it over to Curtis. He thinks about a 3. Now bounce pass is stolen, miscommunication. And Casey Gardner wide open path to the hoop. He lays it up and in. As that is going to do it for quarter number 3, through 3 quarters of action here from Dunkerton. Our score, Raiders 72, Wildcats 14. As right away, we've got some subs here that are going to be coming in. Looks like it's going to be 4, maybe even 5 new for the Raiders. I'll fill you in on that once we get teams onto the floor for quarter number 4, but presumably not a whole lot of the starters here in this fourth quarter as this one's well out of hand.
So, pretty excited about the minutes we're getting from Jaden Hansen.
Yeah, he's looking good for first varsity experience. He's come out, doesn't look nervous at all. He's just ready to go, so good for him on that. Happy
that he got that rebound, and then he got a bucket, and got the putback. And like you pointed out, he's doing it all. He's probably leading the state for players wearing number 16 tonight.
I think he'd have to be. So Wildcats are going to have some new faces on the floor. It's going to be Van de Vet, Abernathy, Shellhorn, Kramer, and Klosterman. Looks like they're going to go with their 5 that started the game after going with some subs there for the majority of that third quarter. Raiders are going to go with Gillespie, Molds, Fetkether, Heidemann, and who am I missing here? They've also got Van Lengen out there to start quarter number 4. Klosterman's going to throw it in. Van de Vet's going to bring it up, and we are underway here in quarter number 4 of action between the Raiders and the Wildcats. Klosterman attacking now, gives it over to Kramer, left wing. Trying to get something going here. He's going to hand it off to Van de Vet. Van de Vet, guarded by Fetkether, dribbling left, now gives it over to Kramer. Guarded by Gillespie there on the left wing, trying to get to the rim, loses it, gets it back, still a struggle for it on the floor, and looks like we're going to have a timeout here. Carlson of the Wildcats calls a timeout to reserve the possession. It's a full 60-second timeout here as our score remains 72-14 in favor of the Raiders after about 30 seconds of play there in quarter number 4.
Well, maybe a quick summary. It looks like, and I've got different numbers than the scorebook on for Kennedy, but I've got at least 11 points for Jack Kennedy. Gillespie has 8. Gardner had those 4 3-pointers and then a couple of more points, so he had about 18. Behrens, I had him with 10. Rich had a real nice game as well. 4, 8, 15. So the starters all kind of scored well. There was some nice passing. But like we talked about, some opportunities for the Wildcats to grow. So let's see what we got here with 7 minutes and 34 seconds left. Dunkerton leading 72-14.
Kramer's going to throw it in here on the inbounds play. Just kind of hands it off to Van de
I
Vet.
love
He
it.
tried to go up and under. Nice move, but he couldn't quite finish it. Molds is going to bring it up for the Raiders. 7.5 to play here in quarter number 4. Molds gives it over to Heidemann in the high post. Over to Molds. He thinks about a 3. Now he's going to look over to Gillespie. Down low to Heidemann. Takes one dribble. Goes up with it. Stripped away. Stolen by Shellhorn. And Klosterman's going to bring it up for the Wildcats. Klosterman trying to get to the rim. Gets it over to Kramer in the corner. Bringing it out now. Resetting the offense. Attacking. Nice drive. Gets it into Klosterman. He can't quite secure the pass, and it's going to go out of bounds off of Aiden Klosterman. Raiders will take over. As I mentioned, running clock here, so the clock's not going to stop in this out-of-bounds play. About 6:45 to go in the 4th. Gillespie's going to bring it up for the Raiders. Guarded by Klosterman. Using the screen there from Van Lengen. Into the corner. That's Molds. Now gets it back top of the key to Gillespie. Gillespie attacking the basket. And he's going to call him for a travel. Some contact in there, and he just kind of dragged his foot a little bit, trying to get that pass out. So we're going to go the other way with it. Van de Vet over to Klosterman, who's going to bring it up the floor past half court for the Wildcats. Wildcats not in any real hurry here, looking to run a set play over to Kramer, left wing, or excuse me, right wing. Kramer getting downhill. Nice take, but there's going to be a foul on the floor, I believe against Riley Molds of the Raiders. It's going to be his first foul of the night, team foul number 2. Not a whole lot of fouls here in the second half, just 2 for the Raiders, or excuse me, that was 3 for the Raiders now and none for the Wildcats. Kramer will throw it in. Gets it into Van de Vet. Retreating into the corner, uses the screen from Kramer. Now he makes a jump stop, gets it to Kramer in the corner. 3-pointer from Jack Kramer is no good, rebounded by Molds. Now we're going the other way with it here with 5.5 to play. Van Lengen attacking, out to Gillespie. Gillespie, 3-pointer on the way is good. Preston Gillespie knocks down the 3-pointer from the right wing. Our score 75-14 here with 5:20 to play in the ball game. Van de Vet crossing half court with it now. Dribbling left, gives it over to Kramer, dribbling right. Throws it down low to Shellhorn, but a little off the mark there on the pass. And we're going to be going the other way with it. Inbounds pass goes to Molds. He's going to bring it up for Dunkerton. Back screen set by Van Lengen. It gets to Gillespie. Wasn't quite ready for it, but he handled it into the corner to Fetkether. His 3-pointer on the way is good. Oliver Fetkether knocks down the corner 3 as everybody's getting some points up on the board tonight. His first field goal tonight. He did have a free throw earlier. He's got 4 points in the night. Shellhorn over to Kramer, top of the key. Van de Vet, contested 3 on the way, is almost got a nice bounce, but it's no good. Van de Vet couldn't quite get the 3-pointer to go. Gillespie bringing it up for the Raiders. Over to Fetkether. Now Molds on the right wing, attacking the basket. Top of the key to Gillespie. Thinks about a 3, now attacking. Out to Molds. Heidemann looking to go to the basket now. He gets out to Fetkether, fakes a 3, now back top of the key to Molds. Good patience here by the Dunkerton offense. Gillespie now back to Van Lengen. And Fetkether attacking. Looks like we got a jump ball here. Good hustle there by Aiden Klosterman of the Wildcats to make a play on the ball. It will stay with the Raiders, though, as jump ball arrow was in favor of Dunkerton. Lane Bonner is going to enter the game for the Raiders, as Preston Gillespie presumably exiting the game for the final time tonight. As inbounds pass goes to Bonner, top of the key to Van Lengen, now left wing to Fetkether. In the corner to Molds. Riley Molds for 3 is good. Dunkerton has really got their 3-point shooting going here late, as Riley Molds knocks that one down. Inbounds pass to Klosterman here, 3.5 to play. 81-14 our score. Klosterman in the corner to Shellhorn, now top of the key to Van de Vet. Van de Vet looking it over. Nice spin move there, trying to get to the hoop. He puts it up, couldn't quite get it to go. It was a nice move, just left it a little bit short. Now Molds. Looks like it's going to be a kicked ball called on Van de Vet of the Wildcats. We got some subs here. Jaden Hansen, Marcus Prusman, Christopher Greif, and Troy Curtis all entering the game for the Wildcats. Castor Abernathy will be the sole player that stays in the game for Central City, as the majority of the starters exit. Molds has the top of the key. It gets it into the corner to Fetkether. Down low to Bonner. It's tipped away. Jaden Hansen with the defense there. Gets it out of bounds off of Hansen, so the Raiders will keep it. Molds is going to throw it in. Inbounds pass to Bonner. Almost lost his footing, but he manages to hang on to it. Gives it over to Van Lengen. Now Molds attacking the basket. Three from Fetkether is no good. He gets his own rebound, though. Top of the key to Van Lengen. Attacking. Makes a nice move to the basket. Do we have a jump ball or do we have a foul?
They're going to call it
Looks
a
like
foul on the ground.
Going to be a foul on the floor here against Troy Curtis. That's his first, I believe, or that's his second, actually. Team foul number 1 of the second half. Inbounds pass to Heidemann. He puts it up. It's good. A strong finish. As he really took quite a bit of contact there, and he still manages to fight through it and get the basket. It's a nice finish there by Gabe Heidemann of the Raiders. That one's going to go against, we'll see here, as it's going to be Christopher Greif, his first, team foul number 2. As Heidemann gets set to attempt the free throw here for the Raiders. It is up and good, so the three-point play is converted there by Heidemann.
The first 2 fouls of the half by the Wildcats are committed in the last 5 seconds of the game.
Hansen has it, dribbling to his right. Gets it over to Greif. We got a foul called against Van Lengen of the Raiders. That is going to be his second. I believe that'll be team foul number 4.
And we've had this running clock, and we talked about it earlier. That's like doesn't disrupt the play, but it just kind of slows the game down.
The clock continues to run here. Got about a minute and a half and counting to go in the ball game. 84-14, the Raiders lead here against Central City. It's going to be Molds bringing it up for the Raiders. Gets into the high post to Heidemann.
Oh.
Pass is tipped by Abernathy. Good defense there, but Heidemann gets it back into the corner to Van Lengen. Top of the key to Molds. Dribbling left, handoff to Van Lengen, attacking the basket. Into the corner to Heidemann, attacking baseline. Nice take there, and he finishes on the up and under move. Nice take there by Gabe Heidemann as he attacked baseline and finished up and under. As Hansen gets the pass from Prusman, now over to Greif. We are under a minute to play here in the ball game. Greif dribbling left, out to Curtis. Troy Curtis three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebounded by Heidemann. Heidemann kind of a 2-on-1 fast break here. He's going to take it himself, and he's going to be fouled. He'll get 2 shots here as he was fouled on that layup attempt on the fast break. That's going to be Troy Curtis's 3rd foul of the ball game. I believe that's going to be team foul number 4, or maybe just number 3. But Heidemann shooting 2 for the Raiders. 44 seconds to play here in the game. First free throw is good. So that extends the Raider lead, 87-14. Heidemann will have a chance for one more. Second free throw on the way here. And Heidemann knocks down both. As 88-14, and he's kind of snuck up with 8 points, as he didn't really have many points there, but he's got 8 here late. Prusman on the right wing has it stripped, and it's going to go out of bounds off of Fetkether of the Raiders. 30 seconds to go here and counting as Greif will throw it in. Inbounds pass to Prusman in the backcourt. He's going to use a screen from Hansen to get it into the front court. Nearly loses it. Gets it over to Curtis in the corner. And Curtis looks like found a wet spot there on the floor, but he keeps his dribble. Over to Greif on the right wing. We're down to 10 seconds to play. Greif attacking the basket, throws it up, no good. Good try there by Greif. He gets his own rebound though. Out to Abernathy. Abernathy three-pointer is no good off back iron. And that is going to do it for tonight. Our final score here in the boys varsity game, Dunkerton 88, Central City 14.
Well, I don't know if there's much of a summary needed for that one, David.
No, it was one-sided pretty much throughout, as Dunkerton team that's really finding its groove here late in the season, as the Wildcats still struggling here as they're really in a rebuilding year after losing so many seniors and also having kids not go out for basketball this season.
Got some injuries and stuff like that.
Yep.
So anyway, well, appreciate you coming over here
of course.
and
Appreciate you having me.
Joining the Raider cast. And like we said, Central City's back in action tomorrow night. I didn't even, I'm trying to think. I know Dunkerton has a game. They've got a COVID makeup game on Thursday night. They host, the boys only, host the Don Bosco Dons. So we're looking forward to that one. Get us another win in conference. So we'll look forward to that. And good luck to the teams the rest of the way. So, David, I'm going to sign off here. You got anything else?
Just thank you guys for listening.
Okay. Looks like we had about 27 people streaming with us tonight. So from Dunkerton, Iowa, we'll sign off tonight. And as always, go Cats and go Red.